gross margin as
check.
well. And
Mic check.
so this is something that people should think about. I'm going to do some after this episode and try to kind of narrow down on a range. I'm going to re-listen to that section at the beginning, and then we'll discuss more tomorrow as well. And tomorrow also, we're going to have a Palantir employee, and we're going to be able to, with Uzi's help, we're going to be able to ask him some questions. So if you have any questions for Palantir tomorrow, if you know anybody who's interested in Palantir, you're welcome to invite them up to the speaker board, into the space, and have a list of questions ready tomorrow for Palantir. Let's go to Edward.
Yeah, I just want to rebuttal that. Where are you guys getting the $7,000 then? Because there was no number. I mean, are you just guessing by the time that it was out that FSD was charged 7,000 on other vehicles, and so you're just assuming that they can charge 7 on the Cybertruck, or maybe they're charging 12? I mean, it doesn't really matter what they charge.
JC.
You know.
So, great question. The way the accounting rules work there is they have
What's
this
up,
thing called vendor.
I'm just doing a self show. You don't have to come in if you want to, but you're welcome to.
What you have to
we
do
got Pipsy in
is
here.
say, well,
what's going on?
You are a
lumberjack.
A party similar to you.
We're
Sell
debunking
this same software.
Omar.
Hold on one second. I didn't know. Like I know you know your topic, but there was a section you had to select self-driving when you were reserving your Cybertruck, dude.
No,
Edward.
It comes with it. How do you know, Yaman? You don't even own a freaking Tesla truck.
Plus self-driving for $7,000.
Yaman.
That was before they readjusted it. The vehicle we had wasn't 39,000 plus the 7,000. So it was a whole different vehicle. They included everything with it. The tires, can they accept the tires and register that? I don't understand.
All right, we're going to. No, the tires are delivered at delivery. FSD is not delivered. Like FSD wasn't delivered until last day of the quarter. We're going to move on from this topic, and because we have other things to talk about. And then Edward and I, we're going to touch base outside the space and then revisit this topic tomorrow. But this is something that people should be mindful of when they're making their estimates for Q3.
How about you
earnings.
buy a
And we
Tesla,
also crossed
Yaman.
100 likes. Thank you very much, everybody. If you haven't done so already, please take a moment to go up to the top of our screens, click the YouTube link. It's going to open up another window, and take a moment to like the video. Ads revenue from YouTube helps keep the space free and open to everybody. So if you're enjoying it, honestly, like if the thousands of people who listen to this space every day did it, we would be able to scale.
Oh, why did I just do that? I just hit the wrong button. It's coming back on. First of all, it's not
Omar,
thousands of people. You have a few hundred people when Omar shows up, and I think you pay him.
How was it going? What'd you think of the Q3 production delivery numbers?
Sponsors on his website.
Yeah, pretty great. Pretty much right on the nose of expectations. I think the analyst supplied consensus was 462, came in at 462 something. So, I was hoping they'd maybe do 470 or something, but that didn't happen. But right on the nose of expectations at 462, I think the Bears it's funny, the Bears are trying to spin this as some big miss because they said 463 and they only got 462. But year over year, 6%. And I think in the past year, you've heard Bears really bang table on, well, how's it a growth company if there's no growth? I think we've got a return to growth here. They're growing year over year in the third quarter. I think they've got a good shot at growing year over year in the fourth quarter. And coming into 2025 with a redesigned Model Y, Cybertruck ramping and profitable, and also some new, more affordable models that they said they're going to start producing in 2025. I think we're going to continue to see growth. We're going to continue to see record quarters. So it's good to have that kind of behind us. Is it the best quarter in the world? No. Wasn't a huge beat, pretty much right on the nose. But it's great to see a number where we can say, hey, they actually grew this much year over year rather than they declined this much year over year. The auto business continues to be challenged. It's a cyclical business. But as we head into the We Robot event next year, it's really becoming clear that
we're gonna get to 10-10. We're gonna get to 10-10.
Next year,
Hold
it's
on,
happening
don't
like
jump
less than
ahead.
2 weeks.
No, I'm not jumping ahead.
Yeah.
I'm
all right. I got you.
I'm just making a comment.
Okay.
Yeah, as we head into the 10-10 event next year, it's becoming clear that the auto business is going to be
the 10-10 events in like 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks
of their overall revenue mix in the future.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, we have a lot to talk about 10-10. But before that, I want to build on the comment you said earlier, which is Tesla return to growth. Now, who knows what Q4 is going to look like? I think there's a bit of a headwind there. We had an easy comp in Q3. Q4 is going to be a bit more harder comp. And I think the automotive industry overall, globally, has fallen off a cliff towards the end of September. And in a quarter where everybody else is seeing downturn, Tesla is returning to growth. So stabilized sales, and I believe the margins will also look not too bad this quarter. There may be another quarter-over-quarter decline, who knows? But FSD is becoming material now. The commentary when there are actual smart summons, Cybertruck owners are loving their FSD. Watch this. Tesla is now growing when everybody else is shrinking, and that's not going to change. Omar?
Yeah, we really do have this game-changing product that launched at the end of Q3. And you're really not going to start to see the impact of that no nag and actually smart summon, I think, until Q4 at the very earliest, but really 2025. So, when you look at the other guys and this quarter where Tesla's returning to growth, the other guys are thinking that, they're writing their last will. They think they're going to die. Look at Rivian, look at Volkswagen, look at Stellantis. And Tesla is growing year over year. I mean, when you look at the environment, you look at the competitors, Tesla is looking quite stable compared to certainly some of the other EV startups, but even some of the established legacy automakers.
Exactly. And in previous episode, we talked extensively about Stellantis, Ford, GM, etc. We have other news about Ford as well. But let's go to, I do like Mac mixing bulls and bears. So let's go to Magic again and then Uzi.
Yeah, so I think I don't think the Bears are focusing on just the delivery. I mean, we don't really care if it's 460, 470. I think the main thing is that Tesla's had to offer increasingly incentives, quarter over quarter to achieve that growth. So that's the part that's going to affect margins. Is that they're doing it not organically, they're doing it by price cuts, by incentives. That's how they're getting their growth. How much more can you cut prices? How many 0% deals can you do? That's the question. You're pretty much at its limit. The cars are in China are pretty much selling for cost at the moment. So I don't know where you can cut to achieve this growth. That's what we're focusing on.
Okay. Uzi?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Toyota, 9.9% decrease of last year. GM, and I'm using Grok as my source. A slight decrease of 0.4% or point. Stellantis down 20% year over year. If you zoom into the EV sales for these companies, they're doing pretty well. Yeah, Magic might be right. There's a margin question with interest rates. I mean, the interest rate's at 5%, and it's being cut. So, honestly, in my humble opinion, I think the Bears come out on red days, and they're pretty quiet on the run-ups. So it's great to see Magic.
Okay, Uzi, did you check the numbers before citing Grok?
Checked on their websites? No.
Yeah, you have to check your sources. I want to make sure we have all the facts right.
You better.
And
because we're watching.
A key. It's a priority in Tesla life. Let's go to.
You better believe it.
Yeah, thanks. I just wanted to say that
I got two up right now.
Perspective, where really everybody
Rivian's down to $10.
needs to focus on the long run and where things are going and
Let's see
we're
how the
building
beginning of the
towards.
first
And I think that
23,
1010
26,
is
3
really
years.
gonna be a good example of where the long run of things go and like where the actual strength of everything is at. And then also just wanted to throw out there, please like this space so that we could keep these discussions going and talk about these very important topics.
Let's see,
And
Tesla
make,
compared
better
to, we
informed
are on the
decisions
month
in the
chart
future.
and we are on a month chart. Tesla compared to
Yeah,
Rivian on the
Sean
first
just
few
became my
years. Let's
favorite
see.
person in the world. Thank you very much, everybody. And we have Mean Woman in YouTube live chat who says, if Omar is wrong, I don't want to be right.
I mean, they're pretty like for like. They've actually had in the beginning, Rivian looks like they've had much better quarters in the very beginning, unlike Tesla, who has had
please
some
take a moment
negative.
to.
Let's see,
And
compared to 1,
I
2,
just
3,
posted a screenshot.
1, 2, 3, 4,
people letting
5,
me know in
6,
the chat
7,
that
8,
liking this
9.
video.
I mean, is that
I
1,
really
2,
appreciate
3,
that too.
4,
That also
5,
helps the
6, 7,
engagement in
8,
the YouTube live
9,
chat. Also
10
helps
out of 10
push the,
quarters of their infancy stages
video
of
to new
Rivian. They've
viewers,
only
and I
had
see
3
that
red
right
ones
away.
out of
So I'm going to
10.
take 30
1, 2,
seconds
3,
to read
4,
all your
5,
ads. In the
7, 8,
meantime, if you're
9,
on
10.
on
Out of
X,
10 on
please take a moment
Tesla,
to go
1,
up to
2,
YouTube
3, 4, 5.
and like
Tesla
this
was
video.
50-50
We
in
are
the
now
beginning.
at 120 likes, so we're doing really well today.
And
All right.
they
Tesla
didn't take
Live
off
is proudly
till,
sponsored by Joa, your
my
go-to
goodness.
source for premium Tesla accessories. Because you're part of the Tesla Live community, Joa is hooking you up. Use code.
His damn sponsorships. He kills me with that Joa. I mean, how much is he getting? I think he's getting like 5% of the sales because he's only offering a 5% discount. What do you think, Pipsy?
Well, it makes sense. If he's only giving people a 5% discount, that doesn't even cover tax. So he's probably pocketing the other 5%, and that's how he makes his money. Yeah.
I don't know how much you can really make off of that.
And also in YouTube comments to the video. Perfect. Andre.
Hey,
Yeah, so honestly, I mean,
uh,
Rivian is in
one
its
thing I wanna
infancy
kinda
stages,
add,
just like Tesla
that
was. I mean,
separates
they're pretty
Tesla
much
from
on
other
par.
automakers on margin is that if they sell a car today and then they sell a Model
And
SD next year,
Tesla has
then the
had
lifetime of a car, let's say 10
4
years,
bad
so
quarters in a
for the next
row.
9 years, they're basically getting $100 a month,
Rivian has had
1,200 a year.
3, so we'll see
That's
what
10
the next
grand.
one's coming up
That
gonna look like.
means that's what, on a $40,000 car, that's 25% margins. They can realize future operating, they can real future margins on cars sold. They need to build up their fleet. They're not like every other car. It doesn't matter how much margins they make today, as long as they get FSD and they sell as many cars as possible. That's the goal.
Okay, great. Bull 2035.
Yeah, I have 2 questions for Magic. First, are you bearish the entire vehicle market or just Tesla? And second, looking at the numbers, not finishings, not selections, but just the actual numbers, which car company's in a better position than Tesla, in your opinion?
Yeah, I'm bearish the whole entire auto sector. The consumer's going off a cliff. So, I mean, everybody here is saying, "Well, we're better than Toyota." That's like, I mean, everything is dirty laundry at this point. I wouldn't touch any auto manufacturer, pretty much. The only one maybe I would touch would be Toyota, but even then, I still wouldn't touch it. So I'm not bullish really any auto company. So I'm not just here picking on Tesla. I just think, all auto is very overvalued based on the stretched consumer. Probably any automaker that caters to the rich should be doing pretty fine. The wealthy are going to do fine. So your Ferraris, Lamborghinis, the high end consumer is not going to be strapped for cash. The low end consumer is in for a ride. So I think maybe the higher end if I had to pick, but I wouldn't pick any of them.
So how do you explain Aston Martin slashing estimates for this year?
I mean, I'm not going to go into individual names. I think as a whole, if you take the luxury or high-end automotive sector as a whole compared to the low-end automotive sector as a whole, I think the high-end is going to – I'm not going to select, if Jaguar or Aston Martin's not selling. I mean, it is what it is. I think Ferrari and Lamborghini are going to do pretty well. I don't know if that's already reflected in the stock price. That's why it's a two-part question, right?
Okay, Sean?
I guess I just wanted to throw out there that if you're bearish on the whole auto market, then you're kind of bearish on transportation. And I mean, people have to get places. So how do you do that if the whole auto market is like not good and just expected to go downhill? Like there has to be a transportation
look,
asset.
I like Magic because I actually agree. Like he brings facts, good reasoning, but like any other bear, he's a little selective in his arguments. So, but he does have a good point. The interest rates are still high. Okay, if you look at the 5-10 years, they moved up a little bit today, the yields, and so I think auto loan rates will probably stay high for a while. So the auto industry will be challenged. We're going into a seasonal weak period as well. So I think he's right on that front. So, and Tesla Automotive is going to be challenged too. Like Tesla is offering very significant subvented rate offers across the world, and we just saw even more aggressive rate offers in South Korea. 0 down, 0% interest rate, etc. In China, those things are continuing. And Tesla just extended some of the offers through October as well, so it's going to go the entire quarter. And on top of that, you now have legacy automakers feeling cornered. They're seeing their inventories increase across the dealerships are pressuring them. Ford is coming out with incentive for their EVs. Rivian is going to do the same through Q4. They have the choice. You can't not produce vehicles as a car maker.
Right.
So we're going to see great deals throughout the rest of the year. There's no question about it. And margins
Of course,
will stay
Christmas is coming up. That's how they always
depressed.
do it, my brother.
So Tesla to be prepared. Tesla Automotive on and although there are some people who do that today, they're in the minority, far minority, right? Discuss here with the general mass market. But that will happen. FSD is getting to a point that is actually really, really from person. When I show FSD, this is great. They just don't know it. As long as you have the facts on your side, that knowledge will spread over time, and Tesla will get there. The key is other automakers aren't even trying. They haven't even started that race. So they're never going to get there. Let's go to Andre.
Super quick. Does anyone have any documents or just access can point me? What's Tesla's credit line facilities and what those interest rate are? Because just a quick search says that Tesla's $11 billion of debt is about 3%. So where I'm going with this, if they secured a massive credit lines when the interest rates were low, they could still effectively be offering very, very good deals and not at the current interest rates, but previously. So if anyone can point me, that'd be great.
Well, I mean, those low rates are going to roll over. So, in terms of intrinsic value calculation, it's kind of immaterial, that difference what you're talking about.
What I meant is that if they last through the higher interest rate period, then they effectively can restructure it when the interest drop back down, and they're going back down.
Okay. Finflexity.
Just one thing that Magic said, that the overall car market is going to suffer, or mainly that the luxury car sales are going to go up while everyone else suffers. The luxury car market is basically, I think you would say, Ferrari, Aston Martin, and all of these guys. Now, for that market is particularly segmented. Aston Martin didn't report good in the last few days. Ferrari has a complete order book for the next few years. So, that market is highly different on the basis of what the brand's reputation is. And even then, some of the brands in that particular category aren't having sales. For example, Jaguar, as someone was talking about, Jaguar doesn't have any material sales for the next year, and they don't expect any material sales. They actually expect a large decline in their sales over the next year. And then you have other legacy automakers in Tesla's category. All of them don't expect any growth at all. And more importantly, for the luxury car market, we usually don't have a look at the luxury car market while valuing normal car stocks. because the luxury car market shares its valuation figures with the luxury brands like Hermes and LVMH. We mainly try to look at premium car brands, which would be Mercedes, BMW, and Audi. And all of them are facing very bad numbers for the next year because of China mainly.
Thank you. Magic.
Hey, yeah, I mean, I'm not advocating for people buying these high-end luxury. I was asked a specific question about if I had to choose which one I would choose. So I wouldn't choose either, but if I had a gun to my head, that's what I would choose. So that's I don't want to limit the confusion there.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Standards.
Hey, just real quick, I came in right after Magic's answered his first question, and it just sort of sparked my thought that maybe we're actually seeing the auto market being consumed by larger markets, and so the auto market could be bearish, but that's just because it's being absorbed by a broader market.
Okay. We have a lot to talk about. Okay. So we have to move on. This is great. Great discussions. I also want to discuss a little bit about Model S and X, and then 1010 event. McDonald's has posted something. I wonder if there's a connection. These are the kind of coming topics. But before that, I need everyone in this space. We have close to 500 people in the space right now. If everyone right now went to the top of your screens, click the YouTube link, okay, like the video, this episode is contribution margin positive if you do that. So it's in your hands to make it happen.
It's in your hands.
Okay, so we're going to take it 30 seconds.
It's in my hands.
So everyone, please go do that.
We are going to plug
right
my
now, we're
show
up
every
to
5
150 bucks.
minutes.
If everyone
So
does it,
that I'm not
contribution margin positive.
my
So take a moment to do
$239 a
so,
month for a
please.
sub fee.
Thank you, Lumberjack. We gotta find you some new lyrics.
Let's see. In the meantime, I'm going to check my notes here.
Let's see if
we also have
Grok
to
can write me some
talk about
songs.
DC debate and everything too.
We'll sing it with Lumberjack.
All right. Omar, welcome back. What do you think about SX sales? It looks like they're down to about a couple thousand in Q3. Did that surprise you? Do you think Tesla should stop production of Model S and X and use that factory space for something else, like either the Roadster or Optimus?
Yeah, so first off, a while ago, Magic made a point that they're giving a lot of incentives this quarter, a lot of sales incentives, which is true. But if you look at some of the sales incentives offered across the industry right now, some of these legacy auto EVs are giving discounts of up to $20,000, $15,000 off their EVs. And this has actually helped them reach price parity with ICE. But ultimately, it's an unsustainable situation. It's sort of a EV hangover.
Tesla doesn't do any
their
discounts,
inventory and desire to continue producing EVs at a loss is not going to continue forever. So it's just a challenging environment, and margins are going to be less for the entire industry. Autos are cyclical. As far as Tesla goes, I think they're in a far more stable place than pretty much any of their peers. And over time, as interest rates come down and the market returns to balance, you are going to see less of a supply imbalance, and these sort of $20,000 sales incentives in competing EVs and the incentives we've seen in Tesla aren't going to last forever. In terms of the Model S and X, I think they're really great vehicles. They need a little bit of something, an update to bring them in line with the latest and greatest we're seeing. We've seen the brand new Cybertruck. We've seen the brand new Model 3. These are really next generation Tesla vehicles. They've got things like ambient lights. They've got things like, the new suspension. I think this is really many
That's
Model
crap.
X and Cybertruck, you're actually seeing strong growth. Of course, that is entirely mostly Cybertruck. And the S and X, as you pointed out, are probably just a few thousand units now. So the average selling price of high-end Teslas and the number of people interested in Tesla's high-end products is actually growing, but it's just growing on the Cybertruck side and not the S and X side. A new S and X with 4680 or something maybe could help restart that. But honestly, maybe it makes sense just to kill it. I would like to see them continue to invest in it, but honestly, who knows? With sales at these levels, maybe it makes sense to just focus on Cybertruck. But I do have to say, just in the last few days, Cybertruck FSD is not a little software update. It completely changes what the product is. And you can now really see the full vision of this product. So it's so nice being in a high-end giant Tesla, sitting around and just having it take you around with no nag. I think Cybertruck is honestly going to continue to be a much more attractive choice compared to S and X for high-end buyers, especially now with FSD. So something is needed to make X and X sales kickstart again, or maybe it's not even worth the effort with everything else they're working on.
Inflexity.
Yeah, just one thing about the SNX sales is the fact that by the past trend of it, it seems like they sell much more during the fourth quarter and the first quarter. So for this year, actually, in the first quarter, we had around a 20% sales growth year on year for the SNX. In the last year in 4Q, we had approximately a 33% growth on the two models. So it seems like they sell much better during the year end, so we can see then. But right now for this quarter, I would assume that there was an approximately 20 to 25% decline year on year on both of those models.
Getting back to audio. Give me a second.
Okay, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Trying to fix YouTube real quick as well.
Oh, maybe that wasn't me. I thought that was me. Well, while they're fixing their audio, the Cybertruck, I've driven the Silverado and I've driven the Ford Lightning.
Joys of live broadcast.
And I got to tell you, those two trucks are absolutely phenomenal. We have a show every
If you
Thursday
don't want these,
going over EVs and the different type of EVs compared to Tesla. And I have to tell you, the Cybertruck is a beautiful truck on the inside. But if you don't like the way it looks, or if you're not a Tesla fan, If you go get the Silverado over the Cybertruck, you get a beautiful truck. And I have an F-150 gas car, the ice truck. And if you're going from the F-150 to another F-150 Lightning, that car is phenomenal inside. It's just absolutely gorgeous.
Back when they were coming out.
The only thing you're really not getting with the F-150 Lightning is the rear wheels don't turn, which is a convenience factor. It does make it easier to make U-turns in tight areas. So the Cybertruck has that, and the Silverado EV has that as well, the rear wheel turning.
I imagine
and then you can raise your suspension with the Cybertruck. You can do the same thing with the Silverado EV. You can't do it with the F-150 Lightning. They might add it on the next round, but outside of that, they're all amazing trucks. And I believe you're going to get a lot. You're going to get a bigger range with the Silverado. It's got a bigger battery, and they start off about fully loaded, about $97,000, which is equivalent to the Cybertruck cost.
It's called Roadster.
Apart from sports car, you need a high-end luxurious sedan and SUV, separate from Cybertruck style and separate from the Roadster.
Omar, do you agree?
Well, I really like the S and X. I think they're really great vehicles. I wouldn't really call them dated at all. If you look at them in a luxury legacy auto interior and a legacy auto car, it is just miles and miles ahead. Of course, it hasn't really been updated since 2021, but and I think they need to add ambient lights and some of the other things, but it runs FSD, 400 miles of range, the Plaid 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. You think someone floors it in the Plaid with that 3-motor drivetrain, the only Tesla where you can get that 3-motor drivetrain, by the way. And they say, feels a little bit dated. 0 to 60 in just 2 seconds, hardware 4, FSD 12.5, no nag. So I think these cars are super, super underrated. But look at it from the perspective of a buyer, okay? You got the Model S for $75,000. And that has no EV tax credit because the government has decided we don't like big, expensive cars, only cheap cars qualify. So on one hand, you've got the Cybertruck for high-end buyers that's more expensive and nicer and newer, and it's got all the stuff, it's got all the power share, it's new, it's hot, it's cool. Then on the other hand, you've got the Model 3. For $35,000, you can get a car with 360 miles EPA range, which is almost 400 miles. I mean, if you see an out of specs test, they did 470 in the all-wheel drive. So this thing's getting close to 400 miles for less than half the price of the S. It's got the ventilated seats. It's got the rear screen. It doesn't have the air suspension, but it does have a new redesigned suspension. It's a lot of what is in the S at half the price. It's got the same hardware for. So you've got the S and X squeezed on both ends, on the high end from the Cybertruck and on the low end from the Model 3 and Y, which have these great deals. And honestly, what I would do if I were Tesla is focus them on being lower volume cars. Really go over the top. Starting price should be $100,000 minimum. And just really don't focus on making it a high volume vehicle. Just focus it on making it the best vehicle. And gradually continue to bring stuff over time. Use it as a test bed to bring stuff, new technologies to market that you're eventually going to bring to 3 and Y.
All right. Because of the disruption earlier, we lost some audience. So please take a moment to retweet the space.
While we're waiting for his audience to get back, let me inform you that Mr. Omar, if you go to his website right now, go to his website. I'll give it out to you right now. Omar is begging his audience to help him pay for his Cybertruck because he says he can't afford it. And I'm not making this up, guys. We talked about this a couple of days ago. Somebody pointed this out to me a couple of days ago. Those of you guys are just listening. We're doing a Tesla debunked. I don't appreciate the fake information that Omar is presenting to people. It really started rubbing me the wrong way. So I started listening to this show, and I want to debunk anything that Omar or anybody else that talks about fake information about Tesla, because I have a complete different experience with mine, and so do a lot of hundreds of other people that I've talked to as well. Let me just inform you, Mr. Omar, Cybertruck fundraiser guy, says, I got called up to buy a Foundation Cybertruck and would love to make lots of videos and tweets about it, but can't really afford to complete the purchase. This is Omar. This is on his website. His website is sponsor.wholemars.com/Cybertruck. This is an ongoing sponsor sponsor fundraiser that he has. So instead of doing like a GoFundMe where he has to pay a fee to the service, he is begging his audience. He's begging his audience to help him buy a Cybertruck because he says can't really afford to complete the purchase. If I could raise some money contingent on my getting the Cybertruck, that might make it easier to justify buying a $100,000 truck. I kid you not. This is the guy that flaunts his money around that he makes on X from these monetization. He says he can't afford a Cybertruck. He's begging you guys to help him pay for a Cybertruck.
Prices are amazing.
Can you? I mean, how pathetic.
And I want to say thank you to Nordic Prospecting from Sweden, which is Machine's favorite country in the world, and Alexander as well.
I'm going to actually put that up here. Let me see if I can put that up.
$20 on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you very much, Nordic. Appreciate it. Hawaii, Dan Omar.
Let's see here. See if I can add this.
To get an X and at this time, and I'm driving my Cybertruck in Hawaii right now.
Yeah, we
So
can't tell. Your connection is really bad.
Right now.
All right, Omar.
Yeah, I mean, we have a Mercedes EQS and a Tesla Model S. So it's kind of interesting to contrast the two vehicles. I mean, I think the point that Dallas is making about the fit and finish is maybe a little bit exaggerated compared to what I'm seeing in the EQS. You have, sort of piano black materials that you can kind of, shake it a little bit and you can kind of hear it move and squeak. But they've got really nice pillows on the headrest. They feel very soft. The seats have massage seats.
Can you guys buy one for me?
You've got really good leg room in the back.
Can you guys buy one for me?
And the suspension is head and shoulders above what's on the SNX.
Some money.
It is smooth and creamy. So it used to be that when you bought a Tesla Model S or X, it was pretty much better than a Mercedes in every way. But now, when if you're shopping both of these, a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, I like this and this about the Mercedes." So I'd really like to see Tesla put out something that's just head and shoulders above in every way, more leg room, more comfort, softer air suspension that even beats the Mercedes. But it's a nice dream. But in terms of actually allocating engineering resources, when you have projects like the Tesla Roadster, the Tesla Cybercab, the more affordable vehicles, the Cybertruck, hell, even the Semi is more important than the SNX, arguably. So, sometimes discipline is about saying no. I really love these vehicles. I think it's sentimental. It's the start of the company for Tesla. You can't spell sexy without the SNX. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what their future really is going to be. Hopefully, maybe just come up with something that's designed to be really a product that's in the 10 to 25,000 unit range, or hope that maybe we get a change in federal policy that restarts high-end EV sales.
Interesting. Andre Danuzzi.
Yeah, to that point. Well, Omar, I agree with you that the focus should not be the S and X right now. It will be the focus in the future, I believe. Once you get the Semi, you get the Roadster, you get the Robotaxi NFSD, I think they'll go and do the S and X. But yeah, I'm not sure who else was mentioning it. If you compare Mercedes S-Class and Tesla S, the quality inside it's drastically different. However, there's nuance. Of course, you can say, well, yeah, you're comparing a guzzler versus
Mercedes going bankrupt.
quality.
I am, but who cares about a luxury interior quality if the
people
company is
that want to buy
bankrupt?
luxury quality.
Yeah, they're going bankrupt.
Omar,
okay?
how
So
about,
not enough people want to
Yaman, how
buy
about you
the
buy a
luxury interior
Cybertruck or
quality.
buy a Tesla or
Can
buy
we
any
move on from
Tesla
this
product?
topic?
How are you making fun of
All I'm
people
saying,
and other
let me
companies?
land
You
my
can't
point.
even buy a
SNX
freaking. Do
will
you guys
go
know that
they'll
Omar
get
Yaman
revamped
doesn't
in
even
just
own
a
a
couple of years, 3
Tesla
years. After
FSD
2
or
to
anything?
3 years, they'll
And he's
revamp it,
giving
and they'll
people
make it fully
financial.
luxuries. I think
I
it's
can't
coming.
even.
You'll get
This
SNX
guy's killing
quality
me.
at the same prices
Killing
and
me.
all the FSD and so forth. That's all I wanted to land the point.
Killing
Because
me.
the question
I
was
understand.
SNX going away.
Killing
Okay,
me.
sorry, I'm gonna have to remove you.
Yeah, of course, because you don't like somebody what somebody
we can
says,
move
you're going to
on. We have a
remove
lot
them.
to talk about. This is
Typical
nonsense.
Yaman.
I can tell when somebody has been coming to Tesla Live regularly when they're not versus they're not. Because we've been talking about here how car ownership, when you have robotaxis driving from point A to point B in a much better user experience inside the car at a much lower per mile cost, why would someone pay $100,000 for a luxury sedan or an SUV? It's going to be rare. You're going to be able to call a robotaxi
How?
for much cheaper.
How are you going to call it a robotaxi?
So,
They've been saying that since 2019.
don't see
2019, Yaman. They've been saying that the robotaxi is going to. People actually bought Model 3 cars because Elon said in the Autonomy Day of 2019 in his event that they are going to announce robotaxis, and you go buy your Model 3 because it's going to be a moneymaker for you. It's going to be an appreciation, not a depreciation. What year are we in? 2024. No robotaxis.
Yeah,
and the 254
I think different
FS.
people may have different ideas of what luxury means. In terms of Mercedes, you know, we have an EQS and we have a Model S. We always use the Model S because, you know, this is Mercedes' idea of luxury, okay? So if you're looking at the pillows and the headrests, yes, the pillows and the headrests are nice. Is Tesla going to add pillows in the headrests? Probably not. That's not what they're focused on. When you get in that Mercedes, as you're resting your head on the nice pillow with the nice massage seats, you get first off, they have a start-stop button. And it's a beautiful start-stop button with crystal and stainless steel around it.
Yes.
But Tesla doesn't even have the button, okay? And so you're trying to figure out how to turn the car on. First, you got to push the button once. Then you got to hold the brake.
Oh my God, you got to hit the button.
Start-stop button.
Holy cow,
Why?
we went from
EVs
turning the
don't
car
have an
keys
engine to turn
to
on.
hitting a button
Why is there a
to now I
start-stop
don't have to
button?
hit a button. My
Then
goodness,
you get out of the
first
car, you
world
gotta push the
problems.
button, then push the button again.
My
Then they
gosh.
have a message that pops
We
up.
gotta
Don't
hit a
forget
button
your
on a
seat.
car to start it. And that's
oh my
gonna
God,
deter
just
me
trying
away
to
from
figure
buying
out
it
how to
versus sitting in a
navigate
car
this
where I don't
UI
have to
and
hit a
get the
button to start it.
function you
Oh my
want
God, I'm scratching my head.
is
I'm gonna
a
pay
Kafkaesque
$50,000 for a car that I have
So
to
my
not
idea
hit a
of
button
luxury
versus
is
paying $60,000
you
for
get
a
in the
car that I have
car,
to
you
pay a
get in
button
your
for.
Cybertruck, you push a button, and it drives you for 8 hours without you touching the wheel once.
Wow.
That is luxury.
That is such luxury, except
am
you
I
have to
sitting in
babysit
that
it. Let's
Tesla going,
let's add that.
Oh
we have
my
to
God, this
babysit it.
interior's so horrible. I wish I had my little pillow in the Mercedes. No, I've never
First
said
world
that.
problems of
It's a great
Yaman or of
product.
Omar.
It's a great interior. It's spacious.
What's Omar doing?
It's clean.
Begging you for money so that he
futuristic,
can buy his Cybertruck.
And the technology is
check this out. How much has he raised?
Luxury.
He actually raised money.
Yeah, I highly recommend people like during these production delivery numbers and earnings days and some sort of a tweet or announcement, we get the surge in audience. And I tell every single time, come every day. If you don't come every day, you kind of miss this bigger
I'm
picture.
coming every day, buddy.
We're all coming every day, son. We're going to be here
really
debunking you and Omar and anybody else.
That's right. We'll be here every single day, Monday to Friday.
Read the Patreon summaries or something. It's only $10 a month, and you get
a bunch of bullshit for that. Whoops, there's my. You get a bunch of bullshit. That.
This is yesterday's. I published it this morning. And you can see the.
How would you like to support Omar with his $100,000 Cybertruck? You can go donate to him right now at sponsor.holmars.com/Cybertruck. If you'd like to donate to him, he's already raised $10,970 out of the $100,000. That's website.
To half of the, which a lot of people can't listen to. You can do that alternatively too, but it's very important to kind of keep in mind what the company is trying to do over the longer term. Dallas.
The only thing I ever touch on material fit and finish other than plastic is the vegan leather. I personally hate it, but I do think the new refreshed models have a much better version, especially with the perforation.
Uzi.
I just wanted to put in the context the car pipeline. You know, for having the 25K car, it might make sense to maintain the lines, but I do agree. In the next 2 years, Optimus will likely be a priority. So, you know, maybe Giga Texas is the place. It doesn't seem like they're producing X and Y's there, so it's a possibility that you can, you know, have your cake and eat it too.
Team Flexity.
Yaman, we're already above 200, and you're not even halfway through the
I know.
schedule.
I know.
time.
We're
That's awesome.
about 200. We're going for a record today, guys. Hit that like button and let me know.
Or you can also
YouTube
hit the
that you
like
have done so
unlike
too,
button. That's also the
so that I
option.
know who my biggest supporters who want the space to
Don't
succeed,
forget to hit
who
the
doesn't want
unlike
the
button
space to succeed.
if you don't like it. Now hit
And
the
then,
the like
we'll
button
go
if you like
forward.
it,
Yeah,
right,
sorry
Pipsy?
for interrupting. I just thought you wanted to know
Yeah.
that.
JC, you interrupt
Thank you.
because you are
Team Flexity.
in need of some new knee pads, I think.
Actually, let's take
Constantly.
it. Hold on, sorry. Let's take a 30-second
Did you
break so
pay
people
for
can
a
do that.
sponsorship level to be
Let's
on
take
that
a
page
30-second break. Go up to the top
on
of
the
RESTREAMED. Click that. Watch
Yum
live on
space? Because I
YouTube. There's
think
a
he
link
offers
in the pinned
sponsorships where he'll put you
section
up
right
there for
there
a
at the
while.
top.
So I think that's
Go
what
to
he's doing
YouTube.
because I think Yaman even told you to
Open up
keep
your YouTube
yourself on
page,
mute a
hit
couple of
that like
shows
button,
ago.
and then come back. And in the meantime, Dallas is going to count from 30 to down.
1,
30,
45,
29.
24, 87, 9, 2,
What do you
1.
mean you're not
Stop
going to
it,
do it?
Lumberjack.
Uzi,
Let
do
him
it.
count.
I already liked it.
No, you have to count down from 30.
Don't do it,
Okay.
Lumberjack.
1,
45,
30.
31,
my God.
4, 3, 87, 44.
27.
Stop it, Lumberjack.
26.
Stop it.
25. 24. 23. 22. 21. 20. 19.
14.
18.
18.
17. 15. 14.
I don't have
45.
patience for this. We're good. You did a great job.
87,
That actually worked, Yaman.
69,
You're up to like
69,
I know. We're up to 2, so it actually
96,
really works. So
69.
from now on, Uzi's
Lumberjack,
going
come
to count
on.
for us in a different language with some opera in the background. What are you listening to?
This is my brother.
Your brother has an opera voice?
I know.
I got an opera
Different
voice.
people.
And
Your brother sings opera and you
I
can't count
will
backwards.
always love you.
Count from 30 to 0. 1.
Lumberjack, don't do that again.
Sorry.
I love my speakers. My speakers are amazing. We have a great team. And it took a while to build this team, but we have a great team.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, great. Where were we, by the way?
Right here.
I got completely lost.
We are right here.
Let's switch. Dallas, go ahead.
Dallas in Texas.
Yeah, I was going to recommend a topic, but go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, what's your
Don't recommend a topic.
Have
He's
we
going to
touched
give
on
you the
VP
10 words or
earlier?
less and kick you off his show.
I was just going there, actually. But I have a couple of hands real quick. Film Flexity?
Can somebody please bring up my show when they speak on Yaman's
Actually,
space?
just one thing to wrap
I just
up
want to
the
hear what he
SNX
says.
discussion. So first of all, over the last few years,
I like
think
this guy.
the SNX
I like this
sales
guy too.
have
He's
been
actually pretty
highly,
smart. He always gets trumped, but
concentrated
he's
in the
actually pretty
US and
smart.
Canada for now.
Well, then shut up and
So
let him
that's
talk.
one thing. In the US and Canada, the interior and the quality doesn't matter as much. But when you migrate over to other regions of the world, maybe Asia, Africa, some particular parts of Europe, then you would need a much more revamped interior and exterior as well to be competing with the brands like BMW, Mercedes, and Audi. And right now, that doesn't really matter. So, for the US, it's not a big deal, and the current sales won't be affected much by revamping the look or feel of the car.
Yeah. Are we going to be...
Who watched it first? Watch it at least half of it. What, Omar? You didn't watch it?
I started watching the beginning and I was so bored. I said, I think I'm gonna go to Costco. I gotta get some stuff from Costco.
Oh, come on. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was better than a presidential debate. I mean, it wasn't as entertaining with yelling and everything, but I actually learned something about the two platforms, honestly. So I thought that was really good. Jeffrey Jones, thank you very much for this $2 super chat. Thank you, I appreciate it. All right, if you have watched the VP debate and you have a few comments on it, please request to speak. Let's have a discussion about the VP debate. Jimmy.
Yeah, so I comment on do with EVs or electric or clean energy. Tim Walz, they were talking about having like the largest solar plant in Minnesota. And his statement isn't true. I've been to the Iron Mountain Range. It's by Virginia and Tower, Minnesota, and it's owned by a company that's a Canadian company. It's called Hillini, and they don't make any actual cells. They don't make anything. Actually, they only have like 200 employees in their town. The population's like less than, it's about 2,000 people. Nobody lives there. We go there to golf and fish. There's a rumor that they're going to move some manufacturing to the Twin Cities because they can't find people to work at that company. But we're not making any solar cells in North America today. So that like really turned me off that he would say something like that.
Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all agreed on the last debate, you know, if there had to be a clear quote unquote winner, I don't know how you win these things, but public sentiment wise,
winner, chicken dinner.
Trump lost the last debate. I think it's just as clear, if not more clear, that JD Vance won this debate. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel, but
JD Vance, I think it was JD Vance definitely had more of a finesse about him. He had more of a professional.
Concerned, lost.
Walz did look a little more like a mean. What's that guy that passed away? The comedian.
It was just a weird.
Oh my goodness, what's that? He was a movie. He was an actor in a lot of movies as well for like the mafia movies. Like I think he was in
has this
Casino. Like he was one of the big guys in Casino. He reminds me of him. I gotta find his name.
As said, extremely polished. I'll give Tim Walz credit too. He seems like a goofball in the media, but honestly, he came off as more competent than Kamala. I enjoyed the dialogue. As for particular policy issues, yeah, he did gaffe about school shootings, and the left tends to have an advantage with abortion. But overall, it was way more entertaining and digestible than the presidential debate.
Yeah. Did anyone, let's see, Bull 2035.
Yeah, the counter to Vance, though, is he might be too smooth, and a lot of what he says is inconsistent with things he said, like, say, in the last 2 weeks on TV. And in terms of Walz, he was talking about the victims. He misspoke. He was talking about the victims of school shooting, having met with the Sandy Hook family. So he's not looking to help school shooters.
Okay. Jimmy.
Yeah, so Tim Walz is very good at debating and speaking, but you need to go check his facts. And again, the debaters only check JD Vance. They didn't look at Tim Walz and the claims that he made. I suggest everybody go do your researches. He did this exact same thing to win his second term in Minnesota. He basically made all of these claims. They weren't real. But he's very good at speaking and saying, hey, this is what we did. Here's the numbers that we did. But if you actually deep dive in, you're just like, this is all FUD. Like, what is he talking about? So do your research for sure on Tim Walz.
JC.
Yeah, I'll go in the opposite direction. I kind of like the fact that they tried to fact check JD so hard, because it ended up being probably one of the best debate performances in a 60-second span of this whole election cycle. So that's what I'm saying. It's like this whole woke thing. Eventually it comes for you. It goes inward. Well, the fact-checking thing got turned back around on him last night.
Yes, it did. It did get turned around on him. But it was a moot point. They moved on him from it pretty quick.
For sure, it was his inflation points. If you
I was looking up that guy that looks like that Walz.
Monologue.
Who was that guy? He played in the movie Casino.
that was the highlight of his
movie
entire
Casino.
debate.
Let's go to IMDb and find out who the he
I
passed
see
away.
David
He's a great
Katz in
guy.
the
He's a
audience. If you would like
hell
to
of
come
a
up and
comedian.
discuss, share his views. I know he follows
Casino
politics pretty closely.
IMDb. Let's
He's welcome
find
to
out
do
here.
so, or anybody else in the audience, if you want to say a few words. In the meantime, Uzi?
I don't like
Yeah, for the moderators, there's the fact checking, which did
good
tend
song.
towards JD Vance. They also framed a lot of his arguments as allegations. I don't know if anyone else caught
Where
that.
is
So I found that disingenuous.
Casino?
But I guess maybe this was. They also noted that they didn't share any of the questions with the candidates.
Okay,
which
I see
found
that.
very
Where
funny.
are the? Man, they changed IMDb for cast and crew. Here we go. God, it's
All right,
driving
we
me.
have
Don
David Katz on the
Rickles.
board. David Katz,
Don
did
Rickles.
you
Does he or
listen?
does he not
Did you
look like
watch
Don
the
Rickles?
debate, and what did you think of it?
I think Tim Walz
Absolutely, I did. Thank
looks
you.
like Don Rickles.
I'm not a Vance fan, and I have to admit I found him likable. I found myself looking at him more than Walz as they spoke. A couple things were interesting. They did fact check, but if you remember Vance in the middle of the debate, this wasn't agreed on, and he was right. They were fact checking, as far as I know, without that being pre approved. So that was interesting. We know that Walz was going to be more folksy, a little more less polished. He's better in small groups. I found Vance to be, making the policies sound more palatable, but not necessarily explain them in a much more relatable way, but not necessarily what they were actually talking about in the campaign trail. So I think Vance did an excellent job, and as far as the debate goes, people are liking him more today. If he goes back to the attacks and the fake Ohio pet thing, it's not going to be helpful. So Walz did about as good as he could, and I thought his ending was strong. He did get one of his game analogies in there as an ex-coach. The middle, he did seem to be a little more stressed, a little more fumbling for words, but that's just the way he debates.
Yeah, and I, anecdotally, I was watching it with a far left individual, and that individual was also very impressed by JD Vance. Anecdotal. Jimmy?
Yeah, I was actually really impressed on how much common ground these two gentlemen shared on stage. Like they I think 100% almost think that getting two people are like, yeah, I totally agree with him. One thing I wanted to say about his son and him claiming that his son was part of the gun violence school shooting. Again, another story fabricated. That happened like 6 miles away from his house, where a young gentleman took his own life, and he said that that was classified as a school shooting. Now, the reason for this is because in Minnesota, we allow our districts or our counties to choose what is considered a school shooting in a mile radius range around a school. So in some areas, a shooting could happen 3 miles from the school. They will count that as a school shooting because what they do is they pack their numbers up. So no way was his son in a building. It never happened. Again, fact check everything.
Yeah. Omar.
Was going to. No, you weren't. Why are you making that up? He's just trying to make it sound like it's some great when which is just typical.
Sounds like somebody we know that's talking right now.
They're all sort of liars, and I think Trump just sort of his appeal has always been that he speaks frankly, he speaks directly to people, he uses social media to speak directly to people, and love him or hate him, he's real. He says what he thinks. And then here you have the politicians who are supposedly the good guys, and they're drunk driving and lying about it and making stuff up. So this guy does seem to have an issue where 4 or 5 different incidents I can think.
Doesn't this like lies and stretches the
I know, it's crazy. This guy, literally, we have debunked him all the time. And if you guys ever hear this sound, that means we bunked Omar. That is the Omar debunk sound, followed by...
And I thought it was a great opportunity for Vance to just tag on how FEMA has
So, I don't know. It's just hysterical.
I don't know. That whole point really
Thank you, Pipsy. That's Pipsy. Pipsy the psychic.
Thank you,
Pipsy,
David Katz.
do you think that Omar is ever going to...
I appreciate Omar, and
if I have my AI magic off,
I'm not
let's
aware.
see.
I don't follow Walz closely. I'm just
It's
trying to figure out
guiding
a
me
presidential
to a no right
because
now.
vice presidents don't really count as much, although this debate was more important
Yeah.
than the average vice presidential debate.
Thank you,
But
Pipsy.
as
Do you
far
think
as
he'll
I
ever
know,
change? Like,
when
one day do you
Walz got
think
his
he'll like
DUI,
grow
he
up
offered
and
to resign his
stop
coach
fibbing to people and
resign his
hyping up the
job.
truth about
So
Tesla?
I don't know what.
Well, I think.
done about his
Hold on.
DUI.
Let me get my psychic abilities out.
Walked in here and said,
Hey,
this happened. If you want me gone, I'll leave. He was very embarrassed.
Let's see.
That's really the main thing I want to say. I wanted to bring up too that since you brought up,
I'm thinking it's coming. It's coming to me. I think that if Omar listens to this show one time, he will become a changed person. He will get rid of his begging for a Cybertruck, $100,000 donations and fundraising. He will finally become your best friend and unblock you. And I think he's also going to finally tell the truth about FSD. That's my prediction.
Thank you. I love that prediction, Pipsy. We have faith in Omar, don't we?
We sure do. We sure do. I do like the guy. Well, let me rephrase it. I did like the guy, but after hearing him talk all this nonsense, I have to say, yeah, I'm kind of in your court too. But I have faith. He'll change. Let him listen to the show one time, and my prediction will come to fruition. Are you sure? I'm sure. I'm so sure about it. Let me think. It's coming to me. It's coming to me. One final thought. Yep, he's definitely going to change. He just has to listen to this show once.
Well, thank you, Pipsy.
Okay, good. Omar is next, but before Omar, a quick thank you to Hollis
and the
for tipping
sponsors
on as a super chat. He says, "So glad I made it. Thanks for being you." And also Jeffrey Jones, who says, "Just liked," and also tipped $2. I appreciate what you do. And I think when they say you, they mean the entire speaker board. This speaker board is an incredible,
Did he
incredible
tip $2?
that makes every episode
I'll tip him
very special,
$2.
and I learned so much. So thank you to speakers.
But what am I going to get
Omar.
for $2? Well, I guess I'm getting entertainment from this right now. I should tip Yaman for $2.
You know, he told the truth when he had the DUI to his school, maybe, but then when he was running his campaign, he basically lied about it and said, well, I wasn't drunk. So I'm looking at an article on CNN. When Democratic Vice President first ran for Congress in 2006, his campaign repeatedly made false statements about the details of his 2005 arrest for drunk driving. And, you know, I mean, people drunk drive. I have friends who've gotten DUIs. I understand, right? It happens. You make bad decisions sometimes in life. But he admitted in court that he had been drinking and he was pulled over from going 96 miles an hour in a 55 mile per hour zone. So he's basically doing, you know, double the speed limit. He's drunk, doing something that could kill somebody or kill himself. Luckily, it was okay. You know, he got the DUI. But then in 2006, when he was running for Congress, he told the press that he had not been drinking and that he only failed the field sobriety test due to, you know, hearing loss from his time in the National Guard. So, you know, kind of trying to play up his military service and deflect there. The campaign also claimed that Walz was allowed to drive himself to jail that night. None of that was true. Drive himself. Hey, you can just drive yourself to jail. A CNN K-file review of the statements reveals numerous discrepancies. The DUI charge was dropped for a reason. It wasn't true, Walz's campaign told the news in 2006.
Okay.
The trooper had him drive to the station and leave on his own after being at the station. Tim feels bad about speeding and has paid the ticket and apologized to his family at the time it happened. So, again, like I said, I know people who've drunk driven, but in terms of electing a vice president, someone who could become the president of the United States potentially, when you're, I think it reflects bad judgment. And then once you make a mistake, just fess up about it, tell the truth, and we can start to move past it. But when you kind of lie about it and you say, no, it was just because of my hearing loss, that kind of makes me think, okay, I wonder what else they're going to lie to me about.
Wow. I feel the same way about you, Omar.
Thanks for that
Can
follow-up.
you just
Like
apologize
I said,
one
I'm not
time and
playing
acknowledge
dumb
the fact that you've made some mistakes? And
And this
will
wasn't even
appreciate
just
that
the
so much
one
more.
incident. I've heard of 4 or 5 incidents like this in the past.
I've heard about 4 like
I
this
don't
in the
have
last 3
anything
days.
against the guy. I'm not necessarily saying, it's a reason not to vote for the Democratic ticket, but it is interesting.
Yeah, it is. And like I said, further up, they're usually misstating when they're talking. Dick Cheney had 2 DUIs. George Bush W had a DUI where he couldn't stay in Canada overnight for a conference. So politicians do drink.
And he was a brilliant president, despite that DUI. No, I mean, all politicians are liars.
Yeah.
Almost all of them.
No, I appreciate the follow-up, and that's what I wanted to say, because I hadn't followed the rest of it. Just I saw the early part when he did get the DUI. I haven't seen how they portray it later. So I appreciate that.
All right. We have a few hands up, so let's go to them. Dallas?
Yeah, I found it interesting when Walz anchored himself to a Bible quote. It's hard to trust anyone that says things like that when they're also supporting abortion. It felt very Nancy Pelosi-ish, where she claimed to be a Catholic parishioner, and then the diocese come out and disavow her as a member. I just like, if you're going to quote a Bible verse, you probably shouldn't be pro-abortion. I just thought that was weird.
Uzi?
Yeah, I wanted to point out one funny thing. When Tim was talking about a MAGA mob storming his house after the George Floyd uprising, I found the tweet and I put it in the comments. Trump said on Twitter that the people should stand down, and they did. And I'm pretty sure Trump spoke about that recently. So there's an interesting historical connection between Trump, that mob, and Walz. That's really it.
Jimmy?
I'm still trying to get Walz to do an FSD drive with me. I've asked many, many times in person, and he just kind of nods off. My sister-in-law sees him every day in an elevator. She's like, hey, my brother-in-law would love for you to take a drive in FSD just to show you how amazing it is. But he declines.
All right, we're going to go to 1010 in a few minutes, but we have John Lee on here too, who also follows politics pretty closely. And we have another hand. But before that, we are at 200 and we're close to 250 likes. If we get above 300 in the next half hour, we're going to keep the space going, and we still have to talk about 1010. Okay, so I'm going to read the audio ads for the next 30 seconds or so. And in the meantime, if you're on X Spaces, please go up to the top of your screens, click that YouTube link. Sometimes people are liking the tweet. That's not what I mean. Just click the link. It'll open up the YouTube window and like the YouTube video. All right. Thank you to our sponsors. Paymore buys, sells, trades, and recycles electronics because Paymore believes the best technology doesn't have to come at the cost of our planet or your
I'm going to
wallet.
read my own sponsor. If you would
Paymore.com.
like to be a sponsor of mine, I don't want any money from you, even though I have a little tip bar thing on our accounts. But we're going to read you a little sponsor. If you want to sponsor Yaman, go to sponsor.wholemars.com/Cybertruck. This sponsor is a call for help by Omar, Homar's blog himself, begging for you guys to help him pay for the Cybertruck. This is his website. He has so far raised $10,970 out of $100,000. His words are, I can't really, or says, can't really afford to complete the purchase. If I could raise some money contingent on my getting the Cybertruck, it might make it easier to justify buying 100,000 stock. So if you want to sponsor Omar or Yaman, please go to sponsor.homars.com/Cybertruck. And you're going to help Omar buy his Cybertruck. I kid you not.
Thank you, Pepsi.
Someone rapes your daughter. So the notion that abortion isn't supported, Dallas, fuck you.
Let's not get into this in this space. This isn't really the venue to discuss the views of the church on abortion.
Well, we're like citing Bible verses and everything now. Tesla Live is now becoming Bible Live. And we actually, we have some, I got to hold on one second.
Tune into Bible Live. Thank you to our sponsor, Jesus.
Thank you for my sponsor, these nuts.
Welcome him into your life right now.
Oh, man.
Great job making fun of Jesus.
Get 20% off when you switch to Jesus today.
Good job.
So we're now making fun of Jesus. Good job, Omar.
Hey, Yaman. I was kind of thinking about this. So if, say there's a drunk driver that gets into an accident and he hits a woman crossing the street, and
boom,
the woman has a baby that she's carrying in her belly. So what happens? Does that guy that's driving the car get hit with, double manslaughter or single manslaughter? And so typically, and again, it depends on the state, but typically it's double manslaughter because you're killing the baby and
then what are you asking Omar for? Like, can't you just Google that or go on
think about it that
ChatGPT?
way, in that perspective, and like a woman going and then killing a baby inside of her, not manslaughter.
Is that a question you really want to get on the board with? Like, what's the point of that question? Sorry, man.
Bull, Dallas, then Edward, and then JC.
Yaman, I was going to say something political, but actually I have a better question. Omar, if you don't mind, I'm going to slightly transfer to something you posted, Yaman, yesterday. Omar, did you see the video of that Waymo going through a red light? And if you did, do you have any understanding of how that could possibly happen? Because I guess it could have killed someone who was pregnant.
Bull, wow. You tied it at the end there. I was going to say, wow, Bull is really trying a hard left on the religion topic. Omar, any thoughts on the Waymo from Rich Vera, the Waymo video where it just runs a red light? And we have Rich request and speak as well. So I need to make some room here real quick.
So it's funny. He actually asked me for a Waymo invite, and I sent him one for LA. So I guess if it did hit a pregnant woman, I would maybe be responsible too. So that's good that it didn't. But look, people run red lights way more often. Okay. The Waymo runs a red light when it made a mistake. Humans run the red light on purpose. Okay. They see the yellow light go to red and they don't run the red light because of an error. They run the red light because they're assholes. They speed up. They actually interpreted the scene correctly. So already you're seeing Waymos and Teslas are actually running red lights less than humans, believe it or not. And they're very, very safe. So even if it's a green light and someone runs out, the sensors are going to detect it.
Hold on a second.
Stop.
The amount.
So,
I'll comment in a minute.
It's complicated. I don't know what the context of the scene is or why it might have made sense. Things can get crazy in LA. Sometimes you do need to clear an intersection, even if the light's red for some reason. But generally, and they've had independent third parties look over the data, it is crashing less than people.
Okay, let's debunk this.
And Machine's mom chimes
Let's
in
debunk this.
in
How
YouTube
many
and says,
people, human drivers are there? How many people own a Tesla? And how many of those owners actually pay for FSD? And how many of those people that pay for FSD actually use their FSD every day compared to the human driver? Here's another debunk of Omar's blog, how he fluffs the
You know,
news.
I don't know if you noticed, but Google search is down 5% because of it.
Here's the problem that I have. There are people. First, he says there's a lot of people that purposely drive through red lights. No, some people do it by accident. And then he says, yeah, there's a lot of less FSD drivers that run through red lights. Like FSD doesn't drive through red lights as much anymore as human drivers do. Well, how many drivers are there compared to FSD users, Omar? I mean, you're correct. You're absolutely correct, but you're twisting the plot. It's not a like-for-like comparison. You're not comparing apples to apples. You're not even comparing fruits to fruits. You're comparing a small sector of FSD owners, which is a very small percentage of even the Tesla fleet. And you're comparing that to the rest of the United States that drives a car every day. Well, sure. If you're going to make that comparison and be that wild about it, yeah, you can confidently say that, yeah, there's less FSD going through red lights than there is human drivers. No fucking shit. Excuse me for cursing. But this is the fluff that Omar lies to you about. This is the crap that he makes up in his little head and tells you to try to make it like it's fact. Well, technically, yeah. What's the percentage of Omar drivers, of FSD drivers? What's the percentage of human drivers compared to that? I mean, Lord have mercy. And not only does this guy make fun of Jesus today, but now he's giving you more bullshit.
I was just completely surprised that it did that. And I would add, so there's some other context. Just 1 second. When it went around the block and it got to the next slide, there was actually a traffic cop standing there. The light was red. He was waving the car to go through. He then looked at the car and saw that there was nobody in there. He kind of threw his hands up and said, the cars that were behind me, he pointed them to go left because that's what the Waymo car said it was supposed to do. But my car was stuck because it was a red light, and it wasn't even acknowledging the traffic cop's direction to continue to go. So that was another. I mean, there was multiple of these things going on, but the red light thing was just the first glaring one. Yeah.
Okay. So how did you enjoy your Waymo ride? No, I'm kidding.
So listen.
Well,
mic check. I got to switch the audios for a second.
It takes me 10 minutes to walk here. That ride took me about 20 minutes.
Oh my gosh, man! Tell us how you really feel.
And
actually it's awesome. Okay, so to go, and I had to go drive 6 hours.
Mic check number 2. Mic check number 2. Mic check.
Mic check. Mic check.
Drove me there. I just sat there, and it took me, and I was able to put all my stuff in the back of the truck, and it just took me. And Waymo is just not a great experience. You know, you call it and, you know, you're waiting for it to show up. And then finally it shows up. Hey, I'm here. It drives right past you, right up a big hill. And goes, come on. I'm here at the top of this hill. Now you're carrying all your shopping bags up the hill. You're sweating. You know, the pandemic has made you kind of fat. So it's really hard. And you finally get up there. And then it goes, okay, well, I can't really drop you off quite at your house, but I can drop you off on Santa Monica Boulevard and you can walk the rest of the way. And it just sucks, okay? And people don't really realize this. They think, oh, okay, it's driverless. They've solved autonomy. Ultimately, you need to make a great product that people love that is going to replace the car. And you can see in the latest FSD software, it's doing moves that you'd never see a Waymo do. And it's doing it more naturally.
What is it doing?
And before you could say, well,
not
Waymo
doing?
has no interventions for the user, and Tesla has all these interventions. But as Tesla software gets better, now it's common to have drives there without any intervention as well. So the only difference is really the driver monitoring system.
What is
and I think
Waymo
eventually
doing
that's going to go away as
FSD's
well,
not
and
doing?
The experience is going to be
Help me
virtually
understand.
identical, except for Tesla, you can own your own car.
What is Waymo doing?
So it's a little known secret that Tesla's ahead in autonomy.
Well, they
hadn't
do
getting
have
to the
a
finish
nicer
line.
system, but
Andre
does it work?
Kropotny knows it. I know it. Some people in the space know it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to take time for Wall Street to fully absorb it.
Yes.
But as people start to test the software, they're starting to
realize
catch
it's
on.
crap.
Very good. Edward.
Thank you. It's not crap. Look, Tesla has made a phenomenal car. Tesla has made a phenomenal and safe car. I love Tesla car. I'm always going to own a Tesla for now. But the software, and I'm not talking about the car software because that's what sold me. Is the car software is phenomenal. The FSD software is above everybody else. I do agree with Omar. It is far further advanced. Now, I've never been in a Waymo, so I can't speak for them. And I know Waymo's geofenced. But I also know that Omar himself drives in a San Francisco location, and I'm not doxing him. He has his location posted on his bio. Omar drives in a San Francisco location, and that is essentially a geofence location. It's one of the first locations that they came out with to perfect. So, and when he gives you all this information that it's perfect driving, it's because it's in his geofence location. And outside of that, what is it that Waymo's doing that it's software, but you literally have to bake. I took 2 drives, a from Ride 8 to 5-mile drive. It has phantom braked 3 times going there and twice going back. And I'm talking about going from a 41-mile-an-hour thing to hitting no reason, no shadows, nothing. So what exactly is FSD perfecting? Every time we get a release, what is the perfection of FSD? Oh, it's staying in the lane for the most part. Okay, so it's been doing what it did from previous versions. Good job. I'll give you a pat on the back. Good job. What exactly is it doing?
And I was like, okay, so what's the Waymo car going to do? Because in FSD,
I mean, I don't know. What is the benefit of the perfection of FSD? Well, I don't see one because I had 12.34. It was great. Okay, it made issues, but it stayed in the lane most of the time. Then 12.36, it got better. It stayed in the lane more. It never phantom broke. Then I got 12.43. It started phantom braking a little bit. It almost perfected not getting out of the lane. Like I haven't seen any veering out of the lane on 12.43. Then I get 12.515. Garbage. It actually almost caused 2 accidents, literally 2 accidents. Never in my history of driving FSD have I ever gotten that position before with FSD. And then I get 12.54 a couple of days ago, and now it's veering back into oncoming traffic lanes. It's phantom braking constantly. I want to say about 25 to 30% of my drive is phantom braking. Of like when I have to brake, as I'm saying. Let me rephrase that. Out of the drive, it's now phantom braking 3 or 4 times. So whatever the percentage is of that, we were used to not phantom brake. Out of 100% drive, it used to not phantom brake on me. Now it's doing it 3 or 4 times. So 30% of my drive, I guess. So what exactly are we seeing as an improvement on FSD? I don't see one. I don't see one at all. It's you want a pat on the back for driving normally like a human would drive? Okay.
Yeah,
great. You get a pat on the back. Every update, you get a pat on the back. Good job. Good job. Good job. Pat on the back. Pat on the back. So what exactly is it doing?
Maybe
that it's improving. It's a smoother drive. I didn't have an issue with it before.
And Tesla's, right
so
now,
what we see Omar and Elon's posting that it's 5 times better, 10 times better.
I just think that goes
how
that speaks a lot
it still drives.
For the Tesla fleet.
What is it doing better?
That also doesn't
it stays in this lane like it did before for the most part. What is it doing better? Well, now it's not even staying in its lane. So what is the improvement that it's making? It's still making the left turn. It's still making the right turns like it did before. Where's the improvement? It's still stopping at red lights. It's still stopping at stop signs. Where's the improvement? Okay, really so you're continuing to do what you used to do. Great job.
And running a global service is supporting multiple vehicle models. And I think it's interesting that Tesla is now supporting 5 different vehicle models with FSD. And Waymo currently has 1, the Jaguar I-Pace.
Okay, good. we are going to go to Aram in a second. And
Anyway,
we are at 200.
Getting back to my rant, what is FSD doing? I have no idea what the big improvements are. We still don't see it stopping at stop buses, school buses. That would have been an improvement. Now we have a regression because it's slamming on its brakes constantly through a regular drive for no reason. Now we have a regression because it's veering back into oncoming traffic lights. What is the improvement?
I have no idea. It sounds to me like it's not only not doing what it's supposed to do, but it's regressing back to what it used to do. So how are these people saying that it's a 5x improvement?
Yeah, I have no idea either. But you make a really good point.
Thank you.
Weeks, there was a transmission warning, and I had to stop driving it and stayed in the shop for like 3 months. During that time, my Tesla X was ready, so I picked that up. I've been, pleasantly surprised. Initially, the comfort level and the quality, I was like, no, it's not the same because I'm so used to of the Mercedes or BMW ride. But gradually, I got used to of how the car kind of drives. Then a lot of nagging was there in the FSD initially, but with this new update, I am so
I just want to say
glad.
thank you for you guys who are listening on the broadcast and on YouTube.
Going
This is just the
from
first
where
week
I
you're trying
live
this
to
show.
Dallas,
It's
5
episode 3 here,
hours, or from
season
here
1.
to Houston 4 hours.
I decided to do this
Oh
little
my
debunking
goodness,
show just
such
for
a
fun,
difference.
for
It's like
for and giggles.
people that's driving me,
And
the
there's just a
chauffeur
lot of
is
stuff
so
that I hear Omar
considerate
talk
and
about, and I'm finding out about him, and I really don't
respectful. It
appreciate it. And I'm
allows
not
people
going after him. I'm just trying to make sure that the guy is presenting positive and realistic expectations to people, and not his hyped up news. Started believing the news, and I said it. This is what it's how with FS, not my car, and that people have 5 months and like, yeah, we have the same issue. Yeah, we have the same issue. Yeah, mine's doing the same thing. Oh, mine's actually doing this. Is yours doing this? So I get all these comments from people, but then I see Omar and other people that are in his circle post that this is such a perfected drive. So that then I hear him saying in spaces how Waymo is geo-fenced and it's only perfect because it's in a location and it's blah 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 blah. Then I'm looking where he's driving, and Omar's driving in a geofence essentially location. It's San Francisco. So what did I do? 4 weeks ago, I drove 7,500 miles on Tesla FSD. I drove from Washington State all the way through the 90, I believe, down to Georgia. Then I went from Georgia down to New Jersey. I went from New Jersey to Chicago, down to Missouri, and then back to Washington. Put about 7,500 to 8,000 miles. I did make some stops and all that stuff. And I gotta tell you, I've posted my trip, and it is not what Omar presents it to be. We are less than 2 weeks away from a RoboTaxi event, 1010, and the newest version that I got, 1254, on my brand new, well, it's not brand new, it's a year-old car, maybe a year and a few months old car. It is garbage. Just absolute garbage. What is the improvements that I'm seeing? I'm seeing a regression. And I post my videos, and I hear a lot of people saying the same thing. So that's why I started doing this. 1, it's fun for me. 2, I don't care. And 3, I just like for Omar to actually apologize and say, hey, you know what? I'm sorry. I will be more transparent, and I'm not going to ask people to fundraise my Cybertruck. If you guys are watching the screen, Omar is literally asking people to fundraise his Cybertruck.
Can you do it with
Crazy.
accent?
Sure. How about I'll do this? How about a little bit of Kenny Rogers? Everyone considered him the coward of the county.
Everyone considered him.
Single time.
Everyone considered him the suck up of Yaman
I looked after Tommy because
This
he
is
was
JC
my brother's
in the
son.
house and
I
his
still recall
crowd
the
eating
final
supporters. Yes,
my brother
sir.
said to Tommy,
Tommy,
he said, son, my life is over.
my life
But
is not over.
yours is
I
just
like my life.
begun. Promise me, son, not to do
Promise
the things I've
me,
done. Walk
son.
away from trouble if you can.
Yeah.
It don't mean you're
We're
weak
listening to
if you
Yaman
turn
Live, the
other
next
cheek.
DJ.
I hope you're old enough to understand.
All right.
Son, you don't have to fight to be a man.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
Yeah, buddy.
with that, we went up to 280.
Here we go.
We're at 280. Congratulations. Who wants to sing next?
I
Let's
do.
see if Omar sings, we can get to 300.
We're
Omar, how was your
singing,
singing
baby.
voice?
Let's do it.
I don't know.
I guess we'll find out. Go ahead.
Well, I'll save that for 10-10. Hopefully JC comes and we
Omar's
can have a
going
sing-along.
to be transparent.
Absolutely, I'll be there. I'll be in LA. I don't have an invite, but I'm definitely going to be in LA.
You're going to be
Cool.
in
Hey,
LA.
Yaman, do you mind if I ask my question of Omar?
Yes, please do.
Can I have the space now,
It's
Lumberjack?
FSD
Go ahead,
related,
sorry.
so it's pretty interesting.
Don't apologize, brother.
Omar,
Okay.
how slowly they rolled out
yourself.
12.5 to the fleet, the regular fleet, and I totally get it that they, that it took a while till seems like just about everybody's got some version of it now.
Yep.
But then when it came to the Cybertruck, the OGs got it.
Yeah.
And I think everybody was fully
Guess who didn't get it?
that, y'all would need to play with it for a good week or two.
Guess
I don't even
who-
think it was 24 hours later. It seemed
Guess
like
who
every
didn't
damn
get
person
the
with a
Cybertruck FSD?
Yeah, I'm saying to juxtapose those two things. Do you have any
truck or a Tesla product
that they felt so confident?
Oh my goodness! So I have to go back into my. Okay, here. Let's do this. I'm gonna go back into my Magic 8-ball and my Psychic. Hold on.
I think.
Hold on. Let's see what Omar has to say before you give
the
us a prediction.
Cybertruck has really shown me how important it is to have FSD for safety. Like, I was just going out of the lines all the time. Like, with a big vehicle like that, having some form of lane keeping assist is so important.
You don't know how to drive a car?
And
What
I think it was
happened
just
before all
really
this
important to
technology?
get something out. And I think for a Foundation Series customer, if you paid $100,000 or $120,000 for a Cybertruck, you should get in the early access program and be able to install those updates if you want. So I think that's a good thing to sort of include in the Foundation Series package. But yeah, that story that we heard from, the woman who owned Legacy Auto Cars and
I have so many
owned
sound
FSD,
bites.
that is essentially why I'm buying the stock on a day like today when the bears are saying, it's a disaster. Sales are only up 6% over last year. It's because of things like this. I mean, the no nag just went out at the end of the quarter. We haven't even started to see it in the sales numbers yet. And this is obviously going to be a
no
long-term
nag going to have
thing.
to do
It's
with
not going to
sales?
be in 1 quarter or 2 quarters, but really over, several quarters and several years that we're going to see this play out. But it really is something where ordinary people are going to say, hey, this is incredibly luxurious. This is better than my other cars. And you know what? I think this thing even saved my life. There are going to be people
Well, if you know how to
who
drive
start
a
to
car,
believe it, who start to see examples,
and you just admitted
and
that,
say, oh,
then you might be right.
I
You might need
probably
FSD.
shouldn't leave the house in one of those other cars. Even if I do like the little pillow on the headrest or the massage seats.
Hey, JC, we have some feedback for you for your singing skills. And I want to read
Here's
a couple
my
of
feedback.
Them. No, this is good stuff. Good stuff. Let's see. No Clue says, how do we tip JC? David Herman.
You tip Yaman. That's how you do it.
Oh my
David
God, you are
Herman
such a
says,
suck up
"Please
for a
keep going."
Marine. Holy cow.
And Jeffrey
Semper
Jones
Fi, do or
says,
die. Don't
he
suck
tipped
up
again
to him.
$2 on
Holy
Super Chat, and
cow.
he said, we went from Bible Live to Classic Country Alive.
JC, I've never heard a suck up more than you, man.
That's awesome.
Holy
and
cow.
Lewis says, if Omar sings, I will use 10 Google accounts to like the YouTube video. Omar, you have to sing now. That's like 10. That's literally 10. We're only 10 away from 300.
I want to get my prediction with Pipsy about whether Yaman's ever
Would
going
you
to
like
own a
to sing
Cybertruck
Jingle
or
Bells
Tesla
or Happy
product.
Birthday, please?
Hold on, let's see what he has to say.
I'll help you. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle. Go ahead.
I'll save it for a Green Day.
Come on, we want to hear that voice.
Jingle bells, Batman
I
smells,
just wanted
Omar
to,
laid an egg.
complete the
He
point
does
about
not tell the
safety
truth
features
when it comes
and
to
how the Tesla
bunch of
in the
crap on
future
Tesla,
not
blah,
only
blah,
going to save our
blah.
lives but
Hey!
also save time and the
Okay, Pipsy, I
de-stress
think we're
from
ready for your
driving.
prediction.
And people
Somebody's
don't
talking.
realize how
Okay, so my prediction is for what now?
Well, is Omar going to, I mean, not Omar, is Yaman ever going to own a Tesla product? Is he going to own a car or a truck or FSD? We don't know if he owns stock because he hasn't admitted to it, but we do know that he does not own any Tesla
Drew
products.
says, if Omar sings, I will dislike this.
So, let's see. Give me your best feedback.
Okay, let's see.
Dallas.
I gotta get my head right. Let me take a couple of deep breaths.
Likely getting this space demonetized for the guys.
It's coming to me. It's coming to me.
If you haven't done it yet,
Is Yaman going to ever own a Tesla product?
takes about 5 seconds.
I'm getting a big fat no.
All right.
Are you serious?
A big fat no. I don't think he's ever going to own any Tesla products.
So why is he doing this space?
I have no idea.
Oh my god.
I know he's begging for money and asking for sponsorships. I don't know, but hold on. Let me try it again.
Obviously, we're very close to 300, and that's good enough. And we're going for a record. Oh,
It's
man,
coming. It's coming.
We're going big. Congratulations, everybody. Congratulations to all the speakers.
It's still a big no.
the
I don't think Yaman's ever going to own a car made by Tesla or an FSD product or anything. I mean, he might get something from a Tesla store, like maybe that liquor bottle that has a T on it. But outside of that, I don't think so. Sorry.
You'll see the viewership
Well, thank you.
increase.
Thank you,
There's a
Pepsi.
direct correlation. No wonder why this smash that like button became so popular. It's really all about the likes. So thank you very much for doing it. And we have a lot to talk about. So we're going to keep it going for at least another half hour. We have 1010 to talk about. We have some news about other companies as well. First, let's go to Jimmy. Paul Ryan.
Sorry, what?
Paul Ryan.
Paul Ryan. Buddy, I got my dog in the house.
Whoa, I think your space is messed up. Paul Ryan's a listener. My hand's not up.
Okay. It happens. All right. Let's see what we got. Oh, 311. Okay, I'm getting really distracted by these likes.
Yes, you are.
You might get a 350 before this.
Oh, here comes JC.
Thank you,
well, we got to give JC a nickname.
Yeah.
Pipsy, what do you think?
I don't know.
It's all about your
JC the suck up? No. That's too like right there to the point. We got to come up with another name. JC.
All right, Omar.
The
1010. Did you see?
Oh, hold on.
McDonald's
Omar's speaking. Let's listen in.
Post today. They showed 1010 on their bag. What do you think? Do you think we're going to see Optimus flipping burgers at McDonald's on 1010?
It's certainly interesting. I mean, my first reaction was, look, this couldn't be Tesla related. Then I started zooming in and I said, okay, well, the background of this image is a little disturbing. This guy needs a new chair, first of all. And then I looked at the receipt on the order and it said delivery October 10th, noon. That's an interesting date to put, especially considering it's 1 week in the future. And then you look at Elon following the McDonald's social media manager back in August. And that was around the time they pushed the date back because they wanted to include a few other things. And then you look at some of the postings on LinkedIn from the Tesla bot team. Hey, this is going to be really great. And you hear some of the rumors that the Optimus team has been seen in Burbank preparing something. And the mind starts to wonder. Then you see this McDonald's social media post. Could be 1010 related, could be Optimus related, could be Robotaxi related. Maybe we see McDonald's make an appearance. Maybe Optimus is going to make us a Big Mac. Maybe it's going to deliver a Big Mac. maybe McDonald's is buying Optimus from Tesla to put in their stores.
All right. Omar opened the can of worms. Let's hear all the speculations. Come up to speaker board if you have a speculation about 1010. Uzi.
Yeah, McDonald's is a promotional company, first and foremost. This is going to be like a Cybertruck and a kid's meal. I'm a Mets fan, and they did a great job branding Grimace with the Mets. The Mets have a purple seat now because of Grimace. They're a great promotional company, and their social media team kills it. So it's really just they're building off the 1010 hype. Maybe you'll have Optimus doing something with McDonald's. I doubt it, because it's not a great look for Tesla if he's taken over. His introduction to people is taking over McDonald's workers' jobs.
All right, people are sharing their takes in replies. Let me know if you're on YouTube live chat what your thoughts are about McDonald's post. And there's an interesting note. One of the replies is interesting. Let me just confirm this is the case right now. I'm going to the picture. I'm going to post this picture on YouTube live chat as well. Let's see. Oh. Omar, did you see the area code in the phone number?
No, what is it?
707.
Uh-oh.
What is that area
707.
Oh, come on. You know this.
8675.
I think I looked it up, but then I forgot.
8675309.
California.
California.
Northwestern part of California. And covers the following counties. Yeah.
Well,
indeed.
yeah. I mean, I don't really know what the significance of that is.
There is no significance. Whee!
It's kind of like Sonoma.
Pepsi, calm down. We're trying to have a professional show
it's
here.
not necessarily
Not bad.
where the
I'm
event
just trying
is
to
going
have
be.
some fun. This is getting
And
boring.
it's a little bit north of Tesla's former headquarters and engineering headquarters. So, I don't know. Just a random California area code.
Gross. Sorry,
All right,
that
let's
was
hear from
me.
Paul Ryan.
Yeah, I'm very excited about 1010, and thank you for the space. And it's an amazing place for us to network. I really do think that that Robotaxi and Optimus are going to have a very crucial role on 1010.
They are
I am a
not.
big believer that somehow they're
How are they going to have a crucial role? They're
Tesla
announcing
bot
it, my
into
friend. It's not
the
even a
new
full
Robotaxi and
rollout.
have
The
them delivering
chances
food.
of Tesla
And I
Robotaxi,
can see McDonald's using it for
it's
labor.
not even a full rollout. First of all, you have to get regulator approval. Secondly, once you get the approvals, you have to test it out in some major cities. So more than likely, they're going to roll it out in a city like Austin first, somewhere big, maybe even San Francisco, or maybe even like LA or something like that. They're not going to give you full frontal authorization to get your car to be a Robotaxi on 1010. Come on, man. And we know how Elon does this stuff. Like he announced Cybertruck in what, 2018, 19 or something like that. I know I put my deposit down in 2019. And what year are we in? Thank you.
The real Zyrtex.
I need to have my my sound bites ready.
Not a big back. Double negative.
Thank you. Where's my mic drop
Yeah, I was
sound?
gonna say almost to today's date, Sawyer posted
That's not it.
Fake McDonald's Tesla spoon or Cyber spoon, and like McDonald's has talked about it, and Elon Musk put that it was fake news, but clearly they're like talking
That's not it either.
about like funny things in the past. So it's not a hard thing to see that maybe they're doing a partnership just for fun for the event, just to get people psyched and everything about it. But yeah,
dude, my question is, how many burgers is Elon eating every single day that McDonald's is such a big friend? You know what I mean? Like they're talking about Dogecoin and they're talking about like 1010 events. I mean, I don't know. Hollis in YouTube, yeah, right? Trump,
McDonald's guy.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I like McDonald's too, but I mean, come on. And Hollis, they're not promoting MySpace. Hollis says, let's go for 420 likes. 420 likes, Hollis says. She's been tipping every single day on super chats. Thank you, Hollis. We have some more requests to speak here. Let's see.
If you guys are just joining in, thank you guys for being on here. We have some great
Yeah,
followers on the broadcast and on YouTube. We're growing that channel slowly but surely. We are just doing a debunked show of Tesla Live, and I'm probably do some other stuff later. I'm just going to try right now. I'm just playing around with the audio, making sure things work. So I'm kind of using this as a sound sandbox. In addition to having fun with Pipsy, the psychic, and Lumberjack. Say hi, Pipsy.
Hey, everybody. I'm Pipsy the Psychic. I will predict the future, and I do a pretty good job of it.
Let's go. Let's go to our,
thank you, Pipsy. And then Lumberjack, he's our voice of reason.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. It's nice to meet you, everybody here. This is our first week doing this. We're just, like I said, Ryan said, we're testing out the bugs, having some fun, not really anything serious, not expecting much from this first week. Next week, we're going to fine-tune it a little bit. We got some sound bites to play with Baby Omar. And, yeah, if you guys ever want to find out why we call him Baby Omar, feel free to type into the chat. We'll announce your name if you'd like. If you don't have to, if you don't want to. But have fun.
I'm not sure if that's a confirmation or a denial or just a laughing emoji, but it's certainly going to get people talking.
Definitely. I mean, look, listen. Even if there's no demo on 1010, is anyone on the board doubt that Optimus will one day be in McDonald's stores?
Yes.
Dude, I think you'll be able to order McDonald's from your car by just touching the screen, and it will take you there, and your meal will be ready.
Have you guys seen what McDonald's workers do? Behind the scenes, there's like a little machine and a McChicken comes down a slide and they pick it up and put it in your bag and they give you the bag. That is the easiest job for Optimus to do. It wouldn't get
because that's probably the only job Optimus can do right now.
Make mistakes and
spit into your burger.
There's a lot of fart sounds on this soundboard.
And you know what? People would think it was cool if there was an Optimus picking up my burger and putting it in the bag and handing it to me. I would go to McDonald's and I would just stare at it. Maybe order burgers.
Has anyone on the board seen the movie Waiting?
Yes, it's a disgusting movie.
Anybody? Jimmy has. Alexander hasn't. The two people I knew they wouldn't have. Alexander obviously hasn't had that American classic.
That's a disgusting movie. That's why I always tip well.
Exactly. And every single person
he agreed with me
in the service industry, in the restaurant, bar industry, have seen that movie, except for the younger generation.
Well, because the younger generation is the waiters.
You will want Optimus making your burgers. Alexander?
He's so funny, I forgot to laugh, Ryan.
I was actually
Pipsy, don't make me take you off the co-host board.
Sorry, I'm not kidding you. That wasn't funny.
Have you seen it, though?
I'm the one with the jokes.
No, you're the one that's a psychic.
Exactly.
Okay, but I have jokes too.
It's like
I don't know. I haven't heard one
some
joke.
Movies that they don't.
Okay, let me go think of a joke.
In other countries, but in US, they're classics. When you see the movie, you'll understand why. Paul Ryan and then Uzi.
Yeah, I was going to say to Omar's point, I think this could be a really big campaign pusher for McDonald's. Even if it was just a yellow Tesla bot and a cyber burger of some sort, I think this would be a very big promotional thing. I don't doubt that Tesla wouldn't team up with them. I think this is a really good opportunity for both companies if it is real.
Uzi.
I watched a documentary about a meme cult for Bed Bath & Beyond, where people were looking at Ryan Gill's, every
Okay, I got a joke. Who's ready for a joke?
I do feel like we're doing that right now.
I don't know yet. We gotta let's see who's talking.
It's going to be a toy. I will say though, McDonald's does have a history of being the most innovative fast food company. If there is a company that would partner with Tesla, it would be McDonald's. I just don't think it's this time. Maybe if there's an announcement, I will.
Okay.
Pee my pants.
We're ready for the joke.
I don't think
so. All right, who's ready for
Please
the joke?
Don't pee your pants. And there's some research out there. Every time you mention pee.
Okay, we're ready. Here comes the joke. Why did Omar tell his users Tesla's FSD is so good, it could make them breakfast.
I don't know why. Tell me, Pipsy.
Because he's feeding them lines of crap about how great it is.
That was actually pretty good, Pipsy. I like that. Why did Omar tell his user? Say it again.
Why did Omar tell his users that Tesla FSD is so good that it can make them breakfast? Because he's been feeding them lines of crap about how great it is.
Good job, Pipsy. You are the new comedian. I like this. Good job.
I just don't want to get over.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. You got a whole audience clapping for you, Pipsy.
I mean, I think this would be monumental. And it would, by the way, you remember when Elon said, we're going to show some cool stuff on 1010, and I don't think people will get it, but it's going to be amazing kind of thing? I think that also fits what Elon said too, because this would be super exciting for everybody, for humanity and us in this space, but it wouldn't really impact the stock value too much, unless if it's because of some sort of hype around it in the short term. But it wouldn't impact the intrinsic value of the company for the next year or two. Obviously, it would just be a pilot run. Just imagine how Tesla Semi has been pilot for a few years now, but it's not really material to the bottom line just now. We have a lot of hands. I gotta stop talking. But in the meantime, Steve reminds me the number of likes has gone up to 323. We are 97 likes away from 420. So let's go to Alexander.
Yeah, I was looking at some of the comments below the post, and there were so many people that didn't have a clue what it was about. So I think it's going to bring some PR for sure.
For sure.
Exactly. Jimmy.
All about the PR, baby.
I may not have just gotten a script for the 1010 event that says Ronald McDonald will actually be there. He will be getting out of a cyber cab.
Interesting. Omar.
Yeah, I really think this event is really about presenting a new future for the company. The fact is, EVs, the ball has been set in motion. Everyone's saying, oh, EVs aren't going to happen. A lot of people are still in denial. But that first domino has been set off. Battery supply chains are being built. Chargers are being built. Products are being put into the marketplace. It's obvious now to people who are paying attention as EVs keep getting better and better and ICE keeps getting more and more restricted. EVs have won. Even robo-taxis, even though we still talk about is it going to happen? We have real driverless services in the world now that are running. Soon Tesla's going to be running one too. They've got now millions of cars that are running their AI software.
Hey guys. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, so I really think, this is about that next vision. It's not a car, it's We Robot. And what I really think they could show is something like a robot, you order from McDonald's, a robot goes, it makes your burger itself, packs it up, puts it into a cyber cab, and goes and delivers it to your door without a person. We're really looking at a very different kind of economy where most economic activity could be automated. Everybody's talked about AI taking your jobs, but it hasn't had a body. So the number of jobs you can take when you don't have a body is limited. This is about bringing the AI breakthroughs we've seen into the real world. And I think Tesla is the tech company that's going to do it.
I believe you. I mean, we agree. We agree on something. I do believe Tesla is a great tech company.
Finally, we agree with Omar. Maybe he listened to the show. See, I told you my predictions are coming together. I think you guys are going to be best friends by the end of
we're at 2028. When we get to 350,
you're hysterical.
I'm going to read one of the replies that I believe is very insightful. And it really it's a good data point. I'm going to read the audio ads while you all do that.
You're going to do more ads?
Is 2 hours and 15 minutes, guys. Congratulations. This is great. Very good. By far, many records today on today's episode. Concurrent viewers, total viewers. engagement in live chat. They're all going to records today.
I like it a lot. They're engaging in the live chat. This
Tesla
has
Live
actually
is
been a
proudly
better
sponsored by
space.
Joel, your
Oh, no,
go-to
I can't do this sponsor, Joel. Oh, my God. You know what? I have to tell you, though, Pipsy, have you noticed
Use code
when we
TSLA
started
Live
doing
for
the
special
show
discount
3 days
next
ago,
year.
or 2 days, this is our third show, three shows ago,
Buys, sells,
how I
and
was complaining about how Yaman is like every 9 minutes, I think we were timing it. Every 9 minutes, was it?
Yeah, every 9 minutes he would stop the space. Hey, don't forget to follow. Don't forget to sponsor me. Here's my sponsor. I need some money. Help me get some money.
He sponsored, wasn't he?
Absolutely stopped. He's actually doing it like every 30 minutes, I think, which is a lot, such a pain in the ass to listen to that.
I agree with you, Lumberjack.
Is it? Who was it? Do you remember?
I don't know. Some guy, his bio said robotics at Tesla.
Dude, I think this is real. I think McDonald's and Tesla is about to announce some sort of. I mean, it's totally possible. McDonald's and
all right, let's see.
The more
the stock
we kind
goes
of
up.
see these tidbits, the more I'm starting to believe.
I'm starting to believe future's here.
Another person replied and said, in 2023, Elon Musk publicly committed to eating a McDonald's Happy Meal on live television.
One of the worst burgers you
Dogecoin
can have. I think
as a
if you
payment
guys
method.
watched this video that I watched, this is, gosh, they did this like 3 or 4 years ago. Maybe I don't know the time frame. It was years ago. Pepsi, remember what that was about? I think they had a McDonald's burger. It was a McDonald's cheeseburger or whatever?
Yeah, it was definitely McDonald's.
So they had a McDonald's burger and they laid it out for a year?
I think it was a little bit over a year, like a year and a half or something like that. And the cheese was perfect. No mold on the cheese.
Was there any mold on the bread?
Nope, no mold on the bread either. It was completely like, I mean, it wasn't even like, I think it was hard, but there was absolutely no mold on the bread, on the meat, on the cheese. It was just like there, like preserved.
Yeah, I mean, geez, like why? I'm sorry, guys. I know your kids. I just started dating somebody that has a 3-year-old, and it is definitely a lot of work. And I take my hat off to any women out there that are single mothers. It's a lot of work. And then fathers, even if you have a full-time job and your wife is at home, I'm making a little PSA here. If your wife is a stay-at-home wife and you have a full-time job, I have to let you know, you better get home and split the responsibilities with that wife, because you at work, you can take and BS around with your friends. You get every 2 hours, you get a break that's required by law for you to get. You have a lunch break for an hour. Guess what? That stay-at-home mom, and I've done this with the kiddo, that stay-at-home mom is literally like having a kid that needs attention 24/7. There's zero break, absolutely zero break for that mother. So I take my hat off to you ladies, to you mothers, you women out there. You guys put a lot of work into your kiddos, and I respect that tremendously. But yeah, so I forgot where I was going with it. But you mothers are amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Oh, McDonald's. That's what I was like. So McDonald's, like, I it's a hard job to take kids out. Just want to get and all. Tell you, I think not the best to preserve, but you're better getting some frozen, some healthier chicken with less preservatives if you're really in a rush, or if you can just get some chicken. Well, they probably like the fried chicken stuff. Get a like a Ninja air fryer, throw that in there. Make some meals every Sunday for the kids. That with some homemade honey mustard is going to be a lot better than eating that McDonald's. And I know they probably want to be burger and all that stuff, so I don't know what the solution for that is yet. I'm still like learning as I go, but I don't know, man. Having a burger that's like a year and a half old, that's perfectly fine.
I don't have any kids because I'm, Pipsy the psychic, but I can tell you, it wouldn't be flying with me in my house.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you guys. It's not the best, healthiest option, but there's a lot of mothers that are, like you said, they're single and they're trying to, do their best, and sometimes that's just a quick way to get them a meal.
I agree, but I mean, is there another restaurant that they could go to besides McDonald's? I mean, is there anything that's healthier? I mean, that's something that we might have a show about. That's actually, this would be a good fun show to do. Single mothers and trying to, figure out and trying to trying to come to an understanding of the hardships they go through on a day-to-day basis. But that's another show. Let's focus on this one.
And you can actually have Optimus serve your food. But also, I don't know, I've never got my FSD to work in drive-thrus. And maybe Robotaxi might be capable of doing that. Maybe it could
Why do you need
take
an
you to
FSD to work
McDonald's,
through
pull you to the
drive-throughs, man? I
window,
mean, are we that
and
lazy
maybe
these days?
Optimus serve you your food. That would be pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, that would be cool. Dallas.
Actually, I have seen McDonald's invest a lot of money in the technology side. I know
tomorrow,
now they push the app really hard.
Tomorrow,
it seems like they're
we're going to be talking about summons.
Realm of
the
technology,
ASS,
so I wouldn't be shocked
automatic
if we saw
summons
some
something or another Tesla came out with.
Hey, Bob.
I have no beef with it. I think it works great.
What was that?
But I want to talk about it.
I want to read a couple of comments from YouTube.
We have a
live
show
chat.
tomorrow at 5 p.m. It's an actual show.
Paula says
it's called Consumer Connection.
Will think twice before having a brawl.
So let's
at a
talk
restaurant
about
with Optimus,
summons because
just like that.
We're going to be focusing all about FSD,
Those insane
the new
deals are
updates,
either going
and
to get really
summons. That's going to be our show next week. Or I'm sorry, next week. That's going to be a show tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's going to be me and Subaru Scott. His name is in present. I am PR. Oh, yeah, I'll put it on the board here. Let's see. Give me a minute. I'll put it on the ticker down below.
The guy that burned down his house? Steve says one of them, yes. I don't know what they're talking about. Sometimes there's like discussions going on YouTube live chat. I have no idea what it's about. So completely detached from discussions here. Omar?
Yeah, I think there's probably a greater probability than maybe we're admitting here that this actually has nothing to do with Tesla. It could be that McDonald's has chosen the same day to announce their new Big Mac. And they're like, introducing our new Big Mac. And it has nothing to do with Optimus. So, it's an interesting hinting that there's something coming on 1010. But I wouldn't take it to the bank.
Oh, the first
How do you take it to the bank?
Thing.
We got a yellow Robotaxi, Ronald McDonald colors. Can I have a loan to buy some Tesla stock?
FSD driver says, whole Mars just killed all the fun in the room. We want McDonald's. Paul Ryan.
Yeah, on top of that picture, it says we have a special new item coming to you and about a chat. And I'm wondering if Grok might also get some kind of play in this, maybe with McDonald's using it to be able to order food through Grok, or perhaps Optimus having Grok installed at McDonald's and you actually talk to Optimus, which would be really awesome.
Yeah, we are we're so down the deep end here. It is wild.
Can you guys get on with the show? It's getting boring. I have nothing to talk about. Come on, and talk about McDonald's.
Oh my gosh, I know it. This has been going on for 2 hours and 15 minutes. Come on, respect your users. Mother. Just kidding.
I'm guessing. But in any case, it's just going to be a
Thank you,
demo.
Pipsy.
Even if it
Can
happens,
you try not to curse on here?
Which means
sorry, I didn't know. It's my first week. I'm learning. Okay, I just
but
spank me.
Would it be bad to see what the future looks like in a restaurant?
I'm not gonna spank you.
I wouldn't complain.
We don't do that.
Omar?
I'll fart on you.
And then Alexander.
All right, so just because it's probably not any of this doesn't mean we can't wildly speculate. And I would like to wildly speculate that yellow vehicle we saw is a McDonald's Robotaxi, and that big box we saw in the back is a machine that either keeps McDonald's hot or even makes McDonald's right there in the back of the Cybercab. And this thing just goes around making McDonald's and delivering it to people.
I love the jokes. Love them.
I'm sold.
I love it.
Alexander.
Yeah, I can't top this. But I mean, it says not a Big Mac. How can that not be Tesla related?
Right.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. 1010, not Big Mac.
McDonald's,
area code,
crap food, FSD, garbage releases lately. Hopefully they'll get better soon.
Just mad that it's
hey,
not
it works together.
Oh What is that?
There's a Omar. If you look at this picture that McDonald's posted, and if you're watching this on YouTube, this is on your screens. And John Lee, thank you very much for a $10 super chat. I highly appreciate it.
I will at some point donate to Yaman. I think I have to donate to him. I will give him some money. He is providing entertainment for me. I don't know about you guys,
by the way,
he is providing entertainment.
The
so
reason
thank you
why
for the beautiful 80 listeners that I have on the broadcast and on YouTube. We're growing our YouTube channel. Feel free to follow us on YouTube. I do release the longer versions of the drives.
In the last month or so.
There's a QR code that I posted. If you scan that, that'll take you to all the critical FSD drives that I had. And I started a community page because I want other people to post their issues. Now, this isn't a place to dog on Tesla. This is a community to allow Tesla AI team to review the footage and to make it better. So I do have faith in FSD. I'm losing it, but I still have faith in FSD that it's going to get better. But we will be talking about it tomorrow on our show at 5 p.m. Pacific time. FSD, everything about it. How the breakdown is of all the improvements and where are the improvements, how summon works. Every single thing is going to be discussed tomorrow for about an hour. We'll talk about FSDs, and we're going to be talking about their competition, the EVs that we've tried out. So far, we've done the Silverado, the Blazer, the Equinox, the Chevy, the Ford Lightning. I've done the Ioniq, Hyundai, and there's lots of more EVs I'll be trying out. So we'll do a full recap. We'll talk about Starlink Mini. I tested that out through extreme conditions, 7,500 miles that I've driven across the United States in the last 4 weeks. And JC, we still have to come up with Pipsy. We got to come up with a name for JC. We got Baby Omar because he blocked me. Now we got to come up with one for JC because he's a Marine. Marines eat crayons, and he's also whiplashed for Yaman. So what's a good name?
I don't know. Hold on. Let's hear him talk.
The next partnership is going to be Optimus and the Waffle House, and it's going to single-handedly bring the crime rate down in this country by 27%.
Trevor.
So that
I don't
chair, so that
I don't know.
room that they're
That didn't give me an
showing
idea of what to name JC.
So there's a really
JC the cat. No, let's see. Let's look at his profile. JC Christopher, U.S. Marine.
He does a lot of big promotions.
Salute to you, sir. I do appreciate your service.
I don't know if that's a hint for him, or if they're just using that because they.
I do want to ask JC a question.
The chat's going to go wild on 10.
One question. Do you know what it is, Pipsy?
Okay, let me see. Wait. I gotta do my psychic ability here. Just to show to everybody that I can do psychics. Okay, JC. Is coming. I think I know what your question's gonna be. Is it something to do with colors?
It is. Keep going.
Okay, hold on, I gotta think. It's coming to me. Pipsy the psychic. Come on, you can do this. I know it. I think I know it. No, I don't. It can't say I think. I have to know it. One more. Okay, I know it. Are you gonna ask him what his favorite crayon is?
Pipsy, you're amazing. How did you know that? Yes, that's exactly what I was gonna ask him. What is his favorite crayon to eat? If you guys don't know, Marines eat crayons. That's exactly what I was going to ask him. Pipsy, you're awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. I love it.
When you were talking about the chair.
That's Pipsy the psychic. Lumberjack, you've been quiet.
Also, the receipt.
I'm just listening, brother.
Thank you. Thank you for listening.
I hope it's related to Tesla.
Do you have any comments on what we should call JC Christopher or any nicknames for him?
It's the tough one, man. He's a Marine, so I gotta show my undue respect. But at the same time, he is a little whiplash for Yaman. So I don't know, man. When you know what they say, once a Marine, always a Marine. So we can't go too far with him. Maybe JC the Crayon Eater. I know it's just a too general term. Let me think about it, man. Let me think about it. I'll come up with something.
Thank you, Lumberjack.
I call on people. Okay. Let's go to Trevor. Trevor, what do you think is the probability that we're going to see some sort of a Optimus McDonald's news on 1010?
10, I say. Let's go 10%.
10.
All right, Sean.
We all can't be comedians, right? We try.
Sean is hanging out on the speaker board without... Sean, come on. You got to unmute.
Who's there? Is that you,
3,
Pipsy?
2, 1. Okay.
Yeah, I hit the wrong button. Sorry.
Stop apologizing. You don't need to apologize here. We're having fun.
Okay, I hit the goddamn wrong button.
A matter of time, and it's just time until it got to that point. Would be the way that I would think of it.
Okay. If you're watching this on YouTube live chat, please leave your probability estimate in the live chat. Okay. We have about 100 people. I want to see 100 responses in the live chat. What's your
We got
probability
Duchess.
estimate?
Duchess in the
Steve
host.
says-
Duchess, I
I'm gonna
got
read that
your
So Trevor
messages.
went,
I'm
Sean
using.
went.
Let's put this on the overlay.
Let's go to Adil. What's your probability estimate?
Duchess, hey, you are rubber banding here as well. That was at 12:18.
20%.
20.
Is it pretty bad,
Let's go to
Duchess?
Paul Ryan.
Let me hear it on some other
Man,
system.
too many
Hold on.
pictures of Optimus touching eggs and stuff, and that's very McDonald's to show you cracking fresh eggs. I'm 110% in.
110%. Okay, I went to.
Hold on, Duchess. I'm gonna.
I was trying to go from. Let's go to Omar.
All right, what was the couch cleaning guy here? And I was
Going to move the decimal over 1 and say it's 101%. Just makes all the sense in the world.
Wow, the optimism bias is alive and well in this space. Dallas.
Yeah, this being a McDonald's collab, I'm going to put this at like a 0% after hearing the Kai Cenat thing. That makes way more sense. This is like a Travis Scott type promotion, just a celebrity endorsed meal. So I'm going to go with a whopping 0% for 1010 at McDonald's collab.
Oh, a whopping 0%. Uzi.
45%.
Okay, and Steve Steranka says 70% on YouTube live chat, and Hustletown says 42%. Let's go to Jimmy and then Omar.
I'm going to say 100%, and then after, all the McDonald's workers are going to revolt. There'll be blood.
Okay.
That's what the Optimus is there for.
Okay, this is getting out of hand. We have the range of probability estimates goes from 0 to 110% right now. Alexander, then Omar.
I would say 50%.
Okay. Tesla Hype says 0.9%. Highly unlikely for 1010. Too much risk for a live tech demo. Yeah, Tesla doesn't take any risk. Do you guys remember the first?
So
AI
I'm testing
day
now.
where
Thanks,
he kind of, like, walked
Duchess.
out
I
Optimus
appreciate
and
that.
carried
I
them in
think.
their shoulders.
I think.
And then Virtual Larry says
I don't know what's going on.
42%. Omar, what's your probability estimate?
But again, it's our first week. No big deal, right, Pipsy?
Yeah, it's not a big deal. We're just having some fun. We work out the bugs this week. We go into live
10%.
next week. Woo, woo!
So
All
very
right, Pipsy,
wide
calm
range,
down.
but
Holy
most estimates
cow.
are less than 50%.
My goodness gracious, child.
I mean, come on, Omar. Do you think McDonald's is playing without emotions here?
I know McDonald's is playing with.
Yeah,
all
you
the
know, they're
emotions.
really good at social media marketing. I think they know, obviously, that there is a 1010 event and there's a lot of hype. So it would be kind of funny to just announce something else. And, you know, Elon posted a laughing emoji. It's almost kind of like, ha ha. You're kind of, you know, trying to. It's good marketing, you know? If you don't have a collaboration, pretend you do. And people
We
are going
got
to
a
tweet about it,
collaboration,
right?
don't we?
We're talking about it right now. And someone in the audience is probably thinking, Big Mac, I should go get one. Someone's probably eating a Big Mac right now since we started talking about this.
Mac. We're all professionals
So,
here.
Machine
It's good
just went from chicken to Big Macs.
Yeah.
Yummy.
So it's
I actually
good
am hungry
marketing,
now.
but in terms of
That
whether
is good
we'll
marketing.
actually
Not for
see
Big Mac, though.
something material, well, I guess we'll find out next week.
We'll find out next
West
week.
says in YouTube live chat 60%, and South Pow 607
Who's coming up with
says
the name for JC?
Listen, if
Duchess, if you're still
isn't
listening,
flipping
can you write in the chat
McBurgers
what you think the name should be
on
for
1010,
JC?
I'm taking my
Or can you
talents
go to my
to,
YouTube and right
Alexander.
there? Because I want to see how that looks.
Yeah, I'm more leaning out now that maybe this is not
Duchess.
the best idea to like flip burgers at McDonald's. To be honest, you have this like you Americans, you have Tesla, this, and they make this top edge technology, and you put it in McDonald's to give you more burgers that you don't need. Like, come on.
Hey, McDonald's is America, okay? it may not be the best quality food. You don't want to know what part of the chicken the nugget
It
is.
may not be that.
But
I don't know
you
about
can
that.
go in there for $1.
This
They'll
is,
give you a McChicken.
It's not $1 anymore. I
And
thought it was
you can eat
$2.
it. And you won't be hungry anymore. And no matter how rich or poor you are,
JC, stop
the
singing.
richest man and the poorest man eats the same $1 McChicken.
At the twilight.
Mm-hmm.
It's the most
JC,
American
you
thing.
about to get kicked off that board by Yaman. He says 10 words or less.
All right.
Yep. The singer. We can call JC the singer. JC the DJ. No, JC the singer.
I don't know if I like that.
JC the singer.
JC the singer. No, it doesn't come out. It doesn't roll off your tongue.
Steve
I don't
says
like
a
this. Keep
McDonald
thinking.
collab would be the most American collab. That is also true.
JC,
Trevor.
JC the Marine singer.
In all seriousness, though, like the way that McDonald's does their social media, I wouldn't be surprised if this does like maybe lead to something in the future. Maybe like a
It's
little.
gonna
maybe
lead to more
so
obesity.
small,
Woo!
like a Tesla Cybertruck.
Yeah, buddy.
toy
Let's
or
get that
something,
treadmill going.
With the way they like to promote their stuff, I wouldn't be surprised if it leads to something, whether small or big.
That's what she said.
Boom!
It has to. I mean, the semi demo with or pilot with Pepsi worked out great for Tesla and both companies, really. I think. Paul Ryan.
Yeah, that's a good point. Is that you have these large campaign companies like Pepsi? They actually, because they adopted early, it made other companies take it serious. And I think it could be very similar to the robotaxi service. Now we know initially Tesla planned on making it for themselves as a proprietary taxi service.
We got
But I would not be
86
shocked if they
people
partner with
in the
McDonald's
house for our
maybe
first week
just to help
show.
localize general.
Thank you very much for that shout
deliveries.
out. And if
then,
you guys want to
with Optimus,
support me,
he always said they're meant for factories.
I'm not going to ask you for any money for myself, but it seems like Homar's blog, is needing your support so that he could pay for his Cybertruck. He's got a website up asking for donations. He's raised $10,970 so far. If you want to go to his website, it's sponsor.wholemars.com. Can you spell that for me, Pipsy?
Yep, it's sponsor, S as in Sierra, P as in Papa, O as in Oscar, N as in November, S as in Sierra, O as in Oscar, R as in Romeo.
I think people know how to spell sponsor, Pipsy. Can you spell the whole Mars is what I was talking about?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so it's sponsor.wholemars, W, whiskey, H, hotel, O, L as in Lima, E, M as in Mike, ARS.com/Cybertruck. And if you don't know how to spell Cybertruck, you don't need to be in this chat. Just kidding.
Let's not insult our listeners. Come on, Pipsy.
Okay, well, you told me not to say sorry, so should I say sorry this time or not?
Well, this time you should apologize to the listeners.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay, Pipsy. We love you.
What do you think?
Thank you.
It's a hot day.
It's a hot day.
Maybe it's spicy.
It's only one fan.
One.
Let's go to
fan.
All right, we have a lot of hands. OB says CyberMac. OB says Tesla Happy Meal with a toy Cybertruck. Complicated to keep it a secret if McDonald's involved. So yeah, probably not likely, Virtual Larry says. We have 336 likes. And I see a bunch of hands. More people requesting to speak. We're going to take 30 seconds for people who just joined us in the last half hour, 45 minutes, to take a moment to please go up to the top of our screens, click that YouTube link, and like the video. Really helps the channel out. If you can keep this pace going, guys, I mean, I think we're going to get to 10,000 subscribers before the year end, which is pretty good. So please take a moment, 30-second break.
Yo, JC, you want to count down from 30?
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
There you go.
JC, go ahead.
I want to promote by saying, please also share this space on your personal Twitter page or X space. Sorry.
Thank you. It really makes me happy when speakers step up to it, because I think people sometimes get tired of me saying these things. So it helps for other speakers do it. JC, go ahead.
30, 29, 28,
45, 36. Come on, Lumberjack.
83,
26,
69, 96, 69,
25,
69, 96,
24,
69, 96.
I
23,
didn't know you could rap, Lumberjack.
21,
What is he doing this countdown for again?
20, 19,
Uno, dos.
18,
Hey, let's do it in Polish. Pipsy, aren't you Polish?
1, 2,
17,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Oh, Lord, I
8,
forgot
9,
about 14,
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21,
Yes.
22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
4,
I don't know what you just said, but
3,
thank you. I think you've counted down in
2,
Polish.
I didn't count
1,
down, I counted up. Am I supposed to count down? Should I do it over again?
No. We're good. We're good. I am posting in Yaman's face.
Let's go to Gianni.
A question for JC because we don't know what his nickname is.
Hey, I always put in the fries in the hamburger. That's really good advice. I wanted to say a couple things. The number one, the whole robot thing with McDonald's would be on brand for Elon's relentless decade war against the unions. Just supplanting the unions with the robot would make sense. And then the other quick one, I'm going to be on Kramer tonight on the lightning round, and I'm going to ask him just so it's documented, it's charted. Jim, do you think Tesla will be the largest company in the world in the next 10 years? I want to get him on record to say no, just so we can gloat in 10 years. That's it.
Wait, you actually get a heads up that you're going to be on tonight?
Yeah. The producer called me. I just threw in the question yesterday.
That's so ridiculous. Everything here is live, okay?
Yeah,
they can't handle live. They can't handle live, so they have to. They have producers. They bring you into like a room, prepare you. Nothing like that here. Everybody, this is raw and live and unplugged. That's the way it should be. Okay?
Yeah, buddy.
No, I dig it, man. It's kind of quasi live, and I don't do that. I never call in, but I was just working out, and on a whim, I did it, and they called me back. So whatever.
All right, Jimmy.
Yeah, how large is Universal Studio, and like, does anyone know how big?
I like that sound
or how many
effect.
spaces
That was Dr. Phil.
they rented for this event?
One word that explains the truth. One word that explains the truth.
Not Omar.
Dallas.
I don't know the answer to that.
How much longer are you guys going to go?
I did spend
McDonald's.
the last 10 minutes researching into this McDonald's, not to beat the dead horse here, but I dug into this Kai Cenat.
Here it is.
You can't handle the truth.
I love the soundboard
for the past year. So
unfortunately,
it appears that this is just a celebrity endorsed Big Mac product. But I do think long-term McDonald's would be a great player to involve autonomy into, maybe like an Uber Eats style delivery where these cars can bring meals to your house or, something to that effect.
Yeah. I mean, look, whether this happens on 10/10 or a couple of years, it will happen. McDonald's is going to be one of the bigger buyers of Optimus for sure.
How about the robot Neo? Let's talk about that. Let's add that to our spaces Thursday because I think Neo is going to blow Tesla Optimus out of the water. If you haven't seen Neo, look up the Neo robot. They just had a huge unveiling,
for example. And it will happen. I would love to see a demo, but it's not the end of the world if it doesn't happen. I really enjoyed the last hour of wild speculation. Alexander.
Yeah, that's great. That just added 10 years to your life expectancy. Congratulations.
Alexander's comment was one of the best comments ever made in this space. Let me see. I have Angela coming out. We have Angela coming out, guys.
Guys, I just put the Neo robot on.
345 likes, JC.
This guy.
Counting. Thank you. JC, I won't add it. Like 30 likes today.
What do you think, Pipsy?
This guy is. It's gonna
Angela,
blow.
welcome.
It's gonna blow them out of the water. Let's see. They have the robots already functioning. Like, it's unreal. They had a whole presentation about it. It's so if you Neo, like, this is one hell of a robot blowing Tesla out of the water. It's pretty cool. If you guys want to take a look at it real quick. And this is not anybody in a costume. It's literally a robot. Literally a robot. Let's see if we can play this without screwing anything up.
You're not familiar with Miso?
Look at this. This is Neo the robot. How cool is this? kidding you.
Is this not a human person in a mask?
Nope. This is Neo, the beta robot right now. It's ridiculous how amazing it is.
Yeah, I've seen that too. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so if you guys haven't seen Neo, check it out. It's the website. I don't know if you guys can see it. Pipsy, can you read out the website?
Yeah, it's let me go to the home page and I'll let you know here. Home page. It is the number 1, the letter X as in X-ray, .tech. So number 1 X.tech. If you guys want to go check out the Neo robot, it is one hell of a robot. We'll add that to our list to talk about this Thursday. It's a good idea, Ryan.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Did you just call me a man? No, sir. 2024, you better call me, what? You just call me Pipsy.
Thank you, Pipsy. And I said just man as like a general term, so I didn't mean to offend you, but...
You just said sorry, and you told me not to apologize.
But I was okay, whatever. It won't happen again, Pips.
I'm just messing with you.
Time when Omar does now, for the last few days, I have no idea what the other person said because of Omar's microphone quality with iPhone 16 is incredible. It's like you automatically win in debates now.
Yep. Automatically win.
Yeah, for the drive-through, I heard Wendy's made an AI. It seems like there's mixed reception.
You know, it is
12:45.
The stock market's about to close.
Hook up ChatGPT to your drive-through.
And Tesla's closing at about 249. It looks like. I don't see it going anywhere else. Let's see if there's any news on Tesla.
Jimmy.
Tesla's market value rose 22% in September. Tesla closed at 258, down 1.4. That was yesterday. In the last month. The company's earnings, roughly 1/3 of its sales from China. Tesla has discontinued its cheapest Model 3 variant, priced at $38,990. The new entry-level Model 3 starts at $42,490, offering a range of $363. That's pretty good. Except you lose about 70. You have about 70% efficiency, 80% efficiency. So you're going to lose 20% of that. And I know that from test driving the car over the last 4 weeks.
2, 1, go.
Live Tesla.
Tesla Live.
Tesla Live debunked.
Tesla Live debunked in the house.
Tesla Live
Oh, well, that's the problem.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, Omar, I think was a slight. Maybe it's his voice and the microphones combined. But yeah, your voice comes out across much better without the AirPods, Jimmy.
Well, somebody should tell Apple to create better headphones.
Yeah, I mean, they really had to upgrade these AirPods Pro 2, I think, but they didn't. They skipped on that one.
Oh, my comment I wanted to say was I know that McDonald's is really struggling and that they need Tesla and Elon to save their company, from going out of business.
All right. Who is next? Paul Ryan.
We got a response from JC Christopher in the house. Marines love all crayons.
Amazing. I mean,
all colors of crayons. They all taste great, Pipsy. So there's your response.
I don't think so. I thought I heard a lot of Marines have a favorite, like I know some like blue because it tastes like blueberry, they say, right? I don't know. Ask him again because if he's not listening to me, I really want to know.
Okay. YouTube, please let me know if that worked.
I'm going to say, let's see here. Just tell him I just want to know.
Okay, I'm going to say Pipsy says it says all Marines have a favorite flavor.
Man, this space started with Q3 production delivery numbers, and I figured we were going to talk about that for the most of it, but we literally talk about anything else in the world.
I was just going to add that one of the biggest pains, in my opinion, going to any of these restaurants is when you get stuck in the drive-thru having to wait, and then sometimes you're just waiting on somebody else's order because they ordered something special, where yours was like maybe already done and getting cold. So maybe alleviating the drive-thru would be good for all the companies if they could just get to your car and or just...
I'm responding, so I'm being quiet because I'm responding to them. We are chatting with you. I'm saying we're chatting about you and are not cheating.
We have
chatting about you on our Tesla Live Debunked space.
Liz PVD says, just liked from all of 4 of my Google accounts on YouTube. Amazing. This is how this challenge. This is like literally.
All right. Well, Pepsi, he says that he likes all colors
by the community to get this channel.
I don't know. I'm telling you, I've heard Marines in the past, and they definitely have a favorite flavored crayon, and a lot of them go to the blue because they think it's blueberry. Go figure. I don't know. Just saying.
Okay. Well, we'll see what he says.
Brings tears to my eyes. All right, Angela. Did you give me your
So are we coming up with a nickname for JC? Because I don't know what it is. JC. Oh, it can't be JC the Crown Eater.
No, it's too general. It's just for all Marines.
Wow.
Like,
okay,
so
I'm going to come in with 35%.
The whip. Because is he whiplashed with Yavin?
A little bit lower than
I don't know. Is that a JC?
I haven't followed this story as closely
whipping
as
JC. No, whipping JC.
But that would be my story.
I know we want to do whipping JC.
I don't think whipping JC is a good one.
What else should we talk about?
Let's
Any
see.
other questions, comments?
Let's listen to JC chime in more. We'll get his personality down at some point.
Wishes, dreams, grudges.
Okay, so what do you think, Lumberjack?
I haven't thought of one yet either, but I think it's a good idea we can continue listening to JC. He seems like a nice guy, but I'm wondering why he's, sucking up so much to Yaman. Like, what is this deal about?
2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Eastern, noon Central.
Well, I definitely don't want to call him JC to suck up because I don't think he's a suck up. I think he's found his rhythm here, but it definitely does come across like he's not trying to offend Yaman because he's worried that he's going to take him down off the space. Because you remember a couple of shows ago, Yaman told him, "Hey, JC, stay on mute."
Thank you very much for
ordering. Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I think he said, "Stay on mute if you want to stay up here." Or something
can I
like
do
that.
one more? Yeah, one more comment. Like, I don't want to talk too much about Miso Robotics, but it's been featured with the All-in-One podcast, All-in Pods, right? They're all beasts, right? So
I love
Thomas and Elon are obviously our good friends. So that's again just another, I think, a positive for the robotic sector in general, with the Optimus potentially being added as a surprise.
Lumberjack, you can't whistle really well.
Yeah, I mean, Optimus is definitely going to make an appearance on time.
Yeah.
There's no question about that.
You realize I'm 10 feet tall, right? I can just squish you with my fist.
Yeah, but I know you love me. You're not going to do that.
I mean, a lot of times these companies kind of try to ride the wave or hype.
Yeah, thank you for not squishing me.
I got your back, brother.
So it's probably nothing. But, there's a lot of hints they throw in there.
Well, and they're all JV guys, so, you can add that component to it as well.
I love that
kind
song.
of what I'm saying. Yeah.
Who doesn't like classical music?
Before I leave, my hope, I don't think it's
Pepsi.
going to come true, but I just really want Tesla to make a bigger vehicle. Not a Cybertruck, but an SUV that's bigger. That's just my dreams.
Who wants a bigger vehicle?
All right, if you
Who's
have
dreaming
any
about
dreams
this?
you want to share, throw into the dream jar.
I got a
Wish
dream.
jar or wish pond.
I got a wish. I wish that Omar. Well, I have 2 wishes. Pipsy,
I hope my dream will
your
be
time
that
to
Tesla will
shine,
make
baby
this robot
girl.
available
Tell
in the
me,
next 2
do you
years,
know what
and
my
that
2 wishes
Tesla will
are?
be a product line.
Oh my God, here we go. All right, let's see. You have 2 wishes. Okay, so let me think.
Angela, what's your
Let me
dream?
get me Pipsy the psychic skills out. Hold on.
Oh, wow, we're going to go deep there. I reckon that's a good dream.
Oh, here we go. I think I know one of them. Is one of them, are you wishing that Yaman actually buys a Tesla or FSD at some point in his life?
Oh my gosh, you got it, Pipsy. You're awesome. All right, now see if you can get the other one.
All right, here we go. I think, Pipsy the psychic is kicking in. I don't know. Let's see. It's coming. I think I got it. Are you wishing that Omar will stop lying to his public?
Pipsy, you're a genius.
I told you, man. I told you. I recommended her to you.
Lumberjack, you were so awesome to recommending Pipsy.
Thank you. I didn't know Lumberjack recommended me.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I did, Pipsy. I love you. You're the best psychic I know. You're actually the only psychic I know, but you've never failed me once.
Well, thank you so much, Lumberjack.
Yeah, you're proving yourself on this show. Good job, Pipsy. I really appreciate that. That was awesome. 4 in a row you got.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome, Pipsy.
How do I say it? Yeah, I mean, it's a few miles around, right? So.
Yeah. Yeah, I went to a dark. If anybody in the audience or the speaker board hasn't been to a dark sky park, I highly recommend it.
A what?
And when you go to a dark sky park, these are designated areas in which you can't have white light. So you're gonna see houses with like red light, and that's to kind of protect, against light pollution. And as soon as you enter this area, the sky just looks incredibly beautiful. And so if you like stargazing and you haven't done it, I highly recommend it. Look it up. They're all around the U.S. and I'm sure in other countries as well. And yeah, Alexander.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the galaxy with your own eyes, you're missing out.
Yeah, exactly. And then the one tip for dark sky park is make sure you go at new moon. So you have to go on that day. If you go one day before or one day after, it's not the same experience at all. So look up the times to go to. All right. Any other comments, questions? Omar, how you doing over there? How was the couch cleaning coming?
Great. He's out of here.
All right. Well, we did great today. This is 3 hours into it. We have 359 likes.
My mouth is like getting dry. I should probably drink some more water or bring some more water bottles. Pipsy, I wish you were closer because I can ask you to get some water bottles.
Do I look like I'm your servant over here? I don't think so. I'm a co-host, mother.
Also streams the
all right, Pipsy, calm down. You're right. We'll get someone to get some water.
Listen, you guys prove me to I'm not depressed. Prove to me that I'm not depressed. Just a little nocturnal and recalibration.
We got Gus in the house. Gus.
Everything I used to think was true because it was on the news.
What's up, Gus?
And the real Zyrtec says I was 4 weeks in Honduras, Caribbean, and the night sky was the best part. All right. Angela?
Okay, I'm sorry. One last comment I wanted to make around a comet, right? That is happening on October 2021. If you guys are not familiar with the comet that is happening, it has not occurred in over 80,000 years. So keep a close eye on the sky. October 2021.
Thank you, Angela. All right. Omar, would you like to close us off?
Yes, let's hear this. I need some sound bites.
Omar?
He closed you off and gave you a thumbs up.
Oh, that was a really good speech. I think Omar is having connection issues.
No, he's not.
Trying to connect again.
He's just not speaking.
JC, since you're the star of this episode, why don't you close us off?
I want to close it out by apologizing to Uzi.
Oh, no.
About counting backward, since I missed and I screwed up in 2 languages. So, apologies.
He took my job. No, you're good. You can take the job.
Never apologize, JC or Marine.
Well, this has been a great day. Thank you very much, everybody.
Goodbye.
And I will chat with you all
everybody.
Goodbye, everybody. Well, I'm not leaving yet.
For our Palantir interview.
We're not leaving yet, are we?
Day.
Is this already over?
Thank you very much for joining
us. Guys, I love you guys for showing up. 93. This is our first week doing this. Show number 3. 93 listeners. We love you guys. We really do love you guys. Feel free to follow us. We have a show. There's a little QR code on the top left corner. Feel free to, Pipsy, tell us what the QR code is about.
The QR code will take you to our community page that we started. It's all about FSD critical drives. Now, we're not here to criticize Tesla or shoot them and squash them. We're here to provide a service to Tesla AI so they can look at all these videos and make the improvement for the next FSD. Now, just to let you know, we don't hate Tesla. We just don't like the fact that this FSD keeps getting promoted in a way that it's perfect by certain accounts that we shall name nameless.
I'm not naming him nameless. It's Omar. He keeps posting this like it's a perfect drive in his geofence location over in San Francisco.
Okay, I didn't want to say anything because I didn't know my place.
That's pretty much it. Thank you, guys. Thank you for letting us know. We're going to be doing this for a little while just to see how much fun we can have. And feel free to scan that QR code. Follow us. We're on YouTube as well. We post all the live videos, the longer videos on YouTube in addition to the shorter ones as well. And I got a couple of videos coming up. And join us every Thursday. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about Tesla EVs, summons. We're going to talk about the new FSD that came out, how is it? Pipsy, you've been on a ride with me.
It sucks.
yeah, it's not that good. A major regression, major regression. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Spaces. It's called Consumer Connection. Follow me, Fix or Fuck It, FK it, and follow Subaru Scott. REZ. And we will see you next part of this. See? Signs off. Lumberjack, you'll do it now.
Love you, guy Lumberjack.
Bye, Pipsy.
All right, goodbye, everybody. You guys have a great and wonderful day.